Dude, I am totally stuck.
5,
It's
4,
about time.
3,
My God!
2,
Okay, it's happening.
1.
Are you ready?
I'm ready!
Are you ready? I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
You're listening to Oregon's premier afternoon sports show. This is The Drive.
And a pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a Friday edition of The Drive. I'm Danny Apple. My tag team partner today is Justin Grossweiner. As always, Steve Mims still on vacation, resting up, getting ready for a big week next week. But we got to close out this week first. Over in the Studio B is Blaze, producing the program. He'll be joining us, of course, when we talk LeBron. Everyone's talking LeBron, so why not? Let's do it as well. We've got Angie Machado coming up in just a few moments. In about 15 minutes from now, from Beavers Blitz, we will be talking about Oregon State football, and there's some interesting storylines there. Isaac Streeter in hour number 2. Expanding the college football playoff after they did that. Who is going to make their debut? Tony Romo's in trouble. Patrick Mahomes is back. And, of course, in the 5 o'clock hour, we're going to have the return of Big Bets here on The Drive. Welcome to the Sports Animal here in Eugene on 102.9 FM, 1050 AM, and on the coast, Fox Sports Newport, 92.7 KNCU. Baby J, we made it to Friday. Hallelujah.
I know. I can't believe it's Friday, actually. It's a welcome sight. It's a welcome sight this week. I wanted to get you this outline that we did. The perfect scenario would have been you would have been like, I didn't get an outline from Baby J, and I would have given you this outline that had all LeBron on it from hour 1 to 3. Unfortunately, you saw it before the show, and so my prank was foiled. But I knew they would take you to the second hour to figure out that it was a joke. But yes,
what do you mean it would take me to the second hour? You think this is the first time I've done one of these things?
Well,
I had it.
Well, we're going to get a lot of LeBron to talk in there, of course, because it's LeBron. And, you know, it's probably the last time for this whole I'm going to sign for somebody thing. So we got to enjoy it while it lasts. It's the day.
Okay.
But I know that we can't talk about it forever, so that's fine.
And everyone's been talking about it all day long.
And honestly, I have thoughts, but we don't have to talk about it the entire time.
We can discuss it a little bit because, I mean, it's just going to go on and on and on. And LeBron did this on purpose in terms of waiting and how he announced it and this selfless...
in the morning when everybody wakes up and it's like, LeBron Day.
Yeah, it's Happy LeBron Day.
Happy LeBron Day.
So now, from henceforth, July 24th will be Happy LeBron Day. Here on
the very last
on the Sports Animal and the Drive. Again, lots to get to. Duke, Michigan in basketball has been called off because they couldn't get to an agreement on who is going to take the rights of, I guess, the broadcast. I don't know. Someone goes really low in the PGA, and we have other news from not the PGA, but the Open Championship. There's still postscript coming. It involves, guess who? Bryson DeChambeau. Can you guess what the narrative might be there? We'll discuss all of this in the next 3 hours. DeAndre Hopkins wants to coach. There's a couple of things out there. Yeah, it is. I'm really looking forward to talking about college football because we got Angie Machado here, we got Isaac Streeter here, and I do want to dive into this and the topic, and of course, your phone calls are welcome at 541-343-5673. That is the Oregon Man Clinic's hotline, 541-343-5673. Hop on board. You want to talk about any of those subjects I just threw out there or anything else that's on your mind, we welcome your phone calls, and remember, Big Bets coming up. Coquel Casino, that is in the 5 o'clock hour. We'll pick 5 baseball games for tomorrow, and then you will pick against us, and if you win, you get a 2-night stay, $100 on your player's card, got to be 21 or over, and if we win, then it's $100 to South Coast Special Olympics. So there we go. I got my powder blues on today. I got my Bushnell University. Let's see how I can get that over there. There you go. See it right there?
There it is.
I got to reverse things when I'm on. There we go.
That's on the YouTube. You can see us on the YouTube right now. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. We're on there live. So let's take a deep breath. And I think, oh, by the way, all the socials, Sports Animal EUG, and that's the website as well, Sports Animal EUG. I think the LeBron thing overshadowing a lot, but I also think heading into the weekend, we should kind of take a pause because we literally will be just about a month away from really diving in to college football with both of our teeth. Well, I mean, I have more than 2 teeth, but...
When's the first game? I'm not a dates guy at all.
Well, I know there are some what they would officially call like a 0-week game.
Aren't they doing away with that now?
No, I don't think they're totally doing away with it. You know, you do have a computer.
I do.
And you can look it up while I'm vamping here. But the very interesting thing that I can see is that I think for the first time in maybe a long time heading into the preseason is there's no clear-cut favorite because Indiana came out of nowhere from the last 2 years, and I believe there is a groundswell of, yeah, Indiana's still going to be pretty good, but they're not dominant. Everyone's jumping on Notre Dame, but I have been burnt by that bandwagon before, where Notre Dame in the preseason, and Marcus Freeman is one heck of a coach there for the Irish in South Bend. But I don't know. I don't know if I really believe in any team where I would say I could put it down like a mother-in-law bet. You know what a mother-in-law bet is, Baby J?
I can probably figure it out.
Well, you want to take a shot at it?
I don't actually know the context of it, but I'm guessing it means that you're willing to put down anything on it.
You're willing to bet your mother-in-law's house.
There you go.
Because you don't want to tick off your mother-in-law, so it would be like that is a lock, that is a sure bet.
Yeah.
So,
but how many years are there somebody like that?
Well, I think we've had years that going into the preseason, everyone's like, well, Ohio State's going to be there. They are absolutely going to be in the Final Four. I don't hear a lot of chatter, except outside of Notre Dame, that anyone is really jumping on it. And even that, once somebody raises their head up out of the foxhole and says Notre Dame, you got 4 more people screaming them down.
Right.
And the experts. Nobody could agree. Huh?
I said I'm one of them.
Okay, well, see, that's what I mean. So if I asked you that question, who's your clear-cut favorite for the college football, the Final Four? Let's just say the Final Four. Let's not say win the whole thing because that's silly. Tell me one team that you think is a lock for the Final Four.
I feel like
right?
Am I crazy? Is it not Oregon? Like, I'm not trying to be biased here, but why are we not talking about Oregon? As a national picture, they brought back their top 2 quarterback that could have been a top 2 pick in the NFL draft. They brought back their whole defensive line. Like, I feel like I almost am just repeating myself from previous points, but seriously, why would Oregon not be considered one of those, almost a lock in the top 4?
Can I answer?
Why? Because it's a West Coast team.
Well, no, that was the way I was going to go. This is the drive on the Sports Animal. I was going to go here, which is the pause for the pundits and the experts would be you're replacing both your offensive and defensive coordinator. Even though they are incumbents to the program.
Can I actually add a little detail to that too? It's because they're only promoting from within. If they were getting some sexy name from a different conference, from a different school, then I think maybe that wouldn't be a conversation.
That's expanding on the point, and it's fair.
Yeah.
But I believe that when you look at the landscape, there is always trepidation when you have a brand new coordinator and one that has not. Now, both of those guys I believe Coach Hampton has been a D coordinator before. Yes, he has. Todd
Maringer.
I was going to say.
We're getting used to it.
I know. Has not. He's been a co-offensive coordinator or the assistant to the offensive coordinator, but he's never been a full offensive coordinator in his own right. So, and Dan Lanning, I think it would be different if Dan Lanning was an offensive-minded, came from the offensive side of the ball. I think people would be a little bit more relaxed about the offense. The same questions that haunted Oregon the last couple of years are going to still be there this year. Is the line going to be enough?
Right.
I don't think there's any doubt that there's talent in the tight end room. in the wide receiver room, in the running back room, and obviously at quarterback, the best player arguably in the country with Dante Moore. It's always going to rest on the line.
Absolutely. Just a little rebuttal to the coaching thing, though. Mm-hmm. I would also say that there would be some validity to, well, these guys don't have experience, except for the fact that seems like Dan Lanning's pretty good at hiring his coaching staff. Like, it seems like those guys go on and do pretty well for themselves when they get to Oregon, and then
he's got 3 head coaches in the past 4 years.
That's what I'm saying. So if there wasn't this trust level that Dan Lanning knows what kind of guys that he thinks are going to be able to put in the right position to succeed, then I'd be with you. But I think that this narrative that, well, they were promoted from within, so therefore they can't be good. Why? They've been with Oregon. Oregon's like the number one, or like top 5 program in the country.
But don't you think there's a difference between not good and not tested yet? I think there's a wide gap in that, and I think that's where people are pausing. It's You have not now given me a body of work to show, except for Chris Hampton. Mm-hmm. Drew Maringer has no body of work to show as an assistant, because you don't know who's making the final decision in the room. Now, if he was like a co-offensive coordinator truly, where he was the one pulling the trigger on plays, and we saw some of that last year. I don't believe we did. I think Will Stein was the one that made the final arbitrary decision on what happened in the offense. I don't know. I wasn't in the room. But that's just my guess.
I think it's fair that if you're a team that's not just trying to make a run at the playoff, but you're trying to win, you're trying to be a championship team, I think that's a fair point, that you want somebody that's been there and done that before, or has experience coming into the season at the very least, because there are going to be some situations throughout this year. At some point, they're going to face adversity. And I think that was one of the things that Will Stein didn't adjust clearly, and same thing with Tosh Lupoy, from that first Indiana game to the second Indiana game. If anything, it got worse, and obviously there was all the conversations with where they distracted with their new jobs, and they were basically
they both had new jobs at that point.
So, I mean, maybe that was part of it. I definitely think it was a part of it. But at the same time, I still think that you want to get the guy who's the next guy before other people know about him, right? If everybody knows about him, then you're not going to get him.
Well, here's the other added pressure on Coach Hampton and Coach Maringer is there is such a high bar that's been set. Literally, I mean, 12 wins, 13 wins. It's like anything 11 wins would be catastrophic to this team.
But these guys have been around. They've been around for this stuff.
I'm not saying that, but now it's their responsibility, though.
They've been given this responsibility in practice before. Like, I don't think it's this earth-shattering step that they're going to have. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. But I think that I like the idea of hiring somebody that they're not going to have to relearn everything. If anything, they're just taking on some more responsibility that they've had already.
The Oregon Man Clinics hotline open for you at 541-343-5673. So we've got that topic laid out there. If you want to talk LeBron, go for it. I mean, we'll listen along. I mean, I don't know what else can be said that hasn't already been said in the last 6.5, 7 hours. Truly, I don't know what else is going to be. I don't know what new information, except I want to. If we're going to talk, if I must talk about LeBron, I would rather approach it from this: with the subtraction of LeBron from LA, who does that help in the Western Conference the most? And does it even go down to, does this help somebody like a tweener team, that second level team like a Denver, or if Portland can sneak their way into that, does that help a team like that more than it does to help Philadelphia win a world championship? I would like to have that discussion, because I think that's a fair way of looking at it. Now, LeBron's not in LA anymore. So now you've subtracted a huge piece. And who's LA going to... I mean,
there's some people, Danny,
Matisse Thybulle is going to replace LeBron James.
There's some people, Danny, that think that because the team will now be built around Luka, that all of a sudden it'll actually be an addition by subtraction to get LeBron out of there. And
that'll have to be proven out to me.
I'm with you. We can talk about it when we talk about it.
Okay, when we talk about LeBron. Tony Romo again in trouble. Patrick Mahomes starting to come back. I mean, you just heard it in the Sports Bite a few minutes ago as well. And with Blaze in the main studio, it's Doc and it's Baby J here in Studio A. Thanks for being with us on The Drive. All the socials are out there. Sports Animal EUG. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow us on the website, Sports Animal EUG. And coming back from break, we will have Ace herself, from Beavers Blitz. You can follow her, Angie Machado 1 on the socials. It's the great Angie Machado. We're going to talk a little Oregon State football next on The Drive.
1050 AM and 1029 FM and the SportsAnimalEugene.com. Broadcasting from the Bigfoot Beverages Studios. You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
The Kendall Ford of July sales event is on now at Kendall Ford. Get the most out of those summer plans with new discounts that add up to thousands in savings on your new Ford. Take your adventures off-road and take advantage of over $10,000 in discounts off MSRP on a new 2025 Ford Bronco Badlands 4x4. Step up to a new F-Series truck and get over $15,000 in discounts off MSRP on all new 2025 and 2026 F-150s and Super Duties. Or take advantage of new summer savings on select new Fords with 0% APR, no payments for 90 days, and a complimentary 2-year 25,000-mile premium maintenance plan. Get in on the 4th of July savings and stop by Kendall Ford today. Kendall, let's start something great.
VIN number 1FSOB80039 and 1FSFC71754. See dealer for qualifications, a complete list of eligible vehicles, coverage details, and limitations. All factory rebates subject to change. All financing on approved credit prices not include title registration or tax. Subject to prior sales. See dealer for details. Offer expires 8/31/26.
Yeah, can you pass me a Baja?
A what?
Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Try it. It's tropical at first, then the lime flavor hits.
Oh, okay. That's crisp. Tastes like vacation.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And it's mine now.
Have a Baja Blast.
Enjoy cool savings on Mountain Dew fountain drinks all summer long. Any size for just $1.50 at participating convenience stores.
Summer. The sun. The sand. How could things be any better? Actually, you know what sounds kind of good? Chicken bones. Yeah, that would make things better. All-you-could-eat wings for $27.95 and dollar beers from Cold Fire Cold Store? That would really make things better. Ooh, and the sauces. The sauces are to die for. In fact, now I'm kind of hungry. Oh man, now I need to go to Chicken Bones.
Make no bones about it, Chicken Bones has the best wings in Lane County. All-you-can-eat wings, great sauces, and awesome burgers. Open daily at 11 a.m. on Pioneer Parkway in the Safeway Center. Check us out on Facebook or call 541-726-0111. That's 541-726-0111. Chicken Bones, chicken with an attitude.
Men like to get the most out of things. We expect results when we hit the gym, and we expect to finish our weekend to-do list. We also expect ourselves to never slow down, even when some things start to get a little harder. Low testosterone levels might be slowing you down. That's when Oregon Man Clinics step in. Sharpen your focus, regain energy levels, and improve your love life with treatment options tailored to you. Get the most out of being a man. Visit us online at our Springfield, Bend, and Albany locations.
1050 AM, 1029 FM, and the SportsAnimalEugene.com. Other stations can say they cover the Ducks and Beavers, but we bring the receipts. You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
Coming up, hour number 2, Isaac Streeter will jump on in, Portland Tribune, our good friend Isaac. Patrick Mahomes news. We're going to have a lot of football in hour number 2, just like we will in hour number 1. And then, of course, LeBron James is sneaking his way into the narrative, just like a little virus, just like you get cold sweat. No,
This has just ruined your day.
It hasn't ruined my day. It's just like, enough already. Enough about the whole look at me. I am doing this because I love the game. You're doing it because you think you have a chance to win a ring with a fourth team.
Well, he's not doing it for the money.
But how much money does he need? I mean, he did that because he wanted to go to Philadelphia because he thinks he can win a championship there and set a record. So now that'll be another layer of the conversation comparing him to Michael Jordan. That is exactly why he did it. So anybody wants to have any other opinion that LeBron James is doing this for nothing but selfish reasons,
This is completely selfless. What are you talking about?
You can call us at 541-343-5673. Let's head on over to the telephone and welcome in our good friend. She's from Beaver Blitz. You can follow her on the socials, Angie Machado 1. We call her Ace, and she's on the phone with us right now. Angie Machado, how are you doing on this fine Friday?
I am good, but I'm laughing because no one can replace Michael Jordan as the greatest of all time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So am I totally wrong on that take?
No, not at all. That's totally why he's doing it.
Jeez, and we got to. I'm just saying now. Justin's pulling me into this conversation, so now we have to talk about it. But I'd rather talk about someone like Kai Wheaton, cornerback from Allen High School, Texas, who is going to try and make a huge impact for Oregon State. Angie Machado, tell me what Kai Wheaton can do.
Oh, he's just an electric playmaker on both sides of the ball, but he will be a defensive back for Oregon State. He's electric. He has good size. A lot of depth, though, at the DB spot that he'll be competing with. But, great football family. Dad, obviously, in Eugene, is a very, very famous, popular Duck, and Kenny Wheaton. His cousin, Marcus Wheaton, played at Oregon State. So lots of ties with the state of Oregon. And Kai's just a great, great young man, too. When talking with him, he's a total football mind, 100%, all the time, eats, breathes, works football. So I'm excited to see him this fall camp.
So Phil Steele does the very well-respected college football preview, and it came out that Jamarcus Shepard was the only coach that he'd ever, contacted or talked to that had never given him a depth chart. So what do you think about the fact that Jamarcus Shepard just doesn't have a depth chart to give Phil Steele?
Doesn't want to give him a depth chart.
Doesn't want to give him anything. Not saying I don't fault him for it, but I think it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, okay, but depth charts are so lame anyway. Honestly, coaches, seriously, they put together, they throw together something, and I think Jamarcus is seeing this as this is a chance, this is a new roster, new coaching staff. He's going to take any advantage he can get, as far as not tipping his hand. I sit there and look at our depth chart we're kind of putting together, piecing together. It's difficult to do because, you just don't see a ton of practice. They've shut down a lot of the practice time that we used to get to watch. And you get little nuggets here and there about, from coaches or people inside the program. But that depth chart is a guarded secret. And like I said, honestly, I've covered Oregon State football this will be my 21st camp.
Wow.
And I honestly, back in the Riley days, it didn't matter. It was just kind of they threw something together. And half the time they never even changed it. You'd be looking at that silly depth chart that they released fall camp, and there'd be injured guys on it, and they just didn't. It wasn't worth the paper it was written on. So, yeah, Phil Steele, I'm sure is a little miffed about it, but there's so many unknowns right now with most teams, especially with the portal. It's new rosters across the board. So I think you take any competitive advantage you might be able to grab.
On our Oregon Man Clinics hotline, it's Angie Machado from Beaver Blitz. Follow her on the socials, Angie Machado 1. She is our resident expert in all things Oregon State, and she joins us on the drive here, the brand new sports animal in Eugene and on the coast on Fox Sports Newport. So, Angie, let's talk about some of those unknowns and things that might materialize during the season. I think the running back room is really interesting to me. Cornell Hatcher, the redshirt sophomore now, and then Trey Garrison. I don't know how much he's going to see the field, but Oregon State's been running back in years past. Are these two young legs going to be able to help carry the Beavers?
Yeah, the running back room is actually pretty stacked. You mentioned Cornell Hatcher. I look at him as going into the season as running back 1. Trey Garrison, another true freshman coming in, highly touted from one of the top programs in New Orleans. But don't count Corday Glass out. He turned a lot of heads last year as a true freshman. I've heard really good things coming out of Corvallis with him as well. So those three are kind of the three I'm really watching. And then, you can't forget Jake Reichel. He's still in the mix as a fullback. But, yeah, Cornell Hatcher and, like I said, Corday Glass, that's going to be your name to watch in that running back room.
What do you think is going to determine this quarterback, I guess you could call it competition?
Yeah, it's so hard because, like I said, we've seen very, very limited pieces. So, people I spoke with early in spring camp loved Brady Jones. Loved him. I've heard his consistency is a little maybe not there. And then you have someone like Malik Murphy, who is the most talent, hands down, in the room. Malik Murphy has all the talent in the world. I've heard also, Braden Atkinson is one maybe a little less athletic, but pretty consistent. So it's going to be, a race. I don't expect Jamarcus Shepard to name a starter very soon into camp, to be completely honest. I think he plays this one kind of like he did Phil Steele in the depth chart, and that he'll keep this one as close to the vest as he can. I'm not counting out Malik, but those other two newcomers, I've heard good things about both of them. So I think it's a matter of you know what you have with Malik.
Right.
I don't think Oregon State saw the best of him last year, between the offensive line struggles, play calling, so many variables last season. But obviously, we know he's a talent. He has the strongest arm, probably Oregon State has seen in a long time. I mean, just he can make all the throws. But then, like I said, you have a young gun in Braden Atkinson, who is pretty consistent and can move the ball as well with his legs. So it's going to be an interesting fall camp, and we'll definitely bring you guys what we see from Corvallis this August.
The great Angie Machado joining us on the Oregon Man Clinics hotline. She's agreed to be our weekly guest when we get into the football season to talk everything that's going on in Corvallis and the new Pac-12 as they unveil the season, as Oregon State with a brand new coach and a lot of new faces, as Jamarcus Shepard goes into year one in his first ever head coaching position with Oregon State. Let's flip it over to the defensive side of the football, and that was a side that in flashes was pretty good, but then would just be like who, where, what, and what's happening on that side of the ball. But the linebacker room, we talked about the strength, or you did, about the running back room. The linebacker room is really interesting to me, and it starts with Dylan Lane and Rayshawn Davis.
Yeah. Rayshawn Davis is back after an injury last season. Just such a veteran, such a leader. Played at USC, played at Oregon State. But I'm telling you, Dylan Lane is the guy that I hear from all the coaches as the guy to watch. Talk about a guy who comes in and within the first 10 days has the entire locker room telling Coach Shepard he needs to be on the player council. He's got them. He knows the defense that the coaches want to run. Watch him. But that middle linebackers, that is going to be the strength of this defense. Between Rayshawn, between Dylan Lane, Jairus Goodman, I look for him to move to nickelback. So here's a guy who has played mostly middle linebacker, moved to nickelback, and then Aiden Sullivan is kind of the Beaver fans will know last season he was really kind of a bright spot in a pretty doldrum defense. So he is back as another middle linebacker. So that group right there, strong, it's deep, knows the system, and should be a lot of fun. If that, it all starts in the trenches. So, the big question marks, I think, heading into the season would be D-line and O-line. So defensive front, they'll be bolstered some by this linebacker group, but can they do it all?
Something that was certainly a factor last season that we definitely need to talk about. The special teams last year was just some of the worst I'd ever seen, honestly. It's got to be better than that this year, right?
I would think so. I mean, but I remember mid-season last year thinking, it can't get any worse. And
it did.
Somehow did, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen so many snaps over heads and just horrible decisions and play calls. And, it should. I mean, like you said, it can't get much worse. So, I've heard they've been focusing on that a lot. Snapping should be better. Kicking should be better. So, I've seen high school teams better than Oregon State last year. So, I don't think there's anywhere to go but up with that Oregon State special teams unit.
Angie Machado from Beaver Blitz. You can follow her and everyone. Great writing and coverage of all things Oregon State and the new Pac-12. So let's end up our conversation centering more on the Pac-12. Angie, can they be relevant? Can the winner of the Pac-12 this year in football be relevant in the CFP?
I think they can but they can't do it if they have 2 or 3 losses. And if the new Pac-12 is beating each other up, and you see a 3-loss team, I don't see them being relevant. They're going to need to be undefeated, 1 loss to be in that conversation. But I think there's so many unknowns. I think Oregon State can be right in there. But there's some strong teams. When you look at the Boise State, Washington State's going to be in there. San Diego State usually produces. So it should be a fun league, and I think there's a path to the CFP. It's just the margin of error is going to be really, really slim.
Is there a clear-cut favorite right now, or is it just a lot of people in the mix?
I personally don't think there's a clear-cut favorite. I think some people will say, Boise State, obviously. Some people will say Washington State. I think Oregon State's being overlooked a little bit. Mm-hmm. I think it's really hard to make too many decisions based on everyone, especially at this level. At this, Pac-12 level, their rosters were rated from a year ago. So, the players that we knew and were big contributors a year ago are not there any longer. So it's a new roster, complete turnaround. And then several, new programs, new faces, and then like with Oregon State, a whole new coaching staff, first-time head coach. Washington State, same way, first-time head coach. So I think there's some question marks on how that all kind of looks. It's not like the days of the old Pac-12 where, your roster, you built rosters and you developed guys, and you can kind of feel like, okay, Coach Riley in his, this is the third year with the bulk of these guys, they should be competing. It's kind of a new roster every year, and you're taking a guess on what you're going to get. But you look at it, right now I kind of think Oregon State, Washington State, Boise, San Diego State. Texas State's one that interests me a little bit just because I think their offense is going to be explosive. I just don't know about their defense. Fresno State's usually in the mix. So, no, there's a lot. I think there's a lot of teams right there in the mix.
And we will be covering with you all season long. Angie, thank you. Have a great weekend. Thanks for the time.
Hey, talk to you guys soon.
There she goes, Angie Machado. When we come back, we'll talk LeBron. Talk LeBron next on The Drive. Sports Animal in Eugene, Fox Sports Newport.
Sometimes they're right.
Rest my case.
Sometimes they're wrong.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
But no ears were harmed in the making of their disagreements.
I don't know what we're yelling about.
You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
Oh, hi. Do you know what this is the sound of? It's the sound of me getting rewarded for doing my part to prevent wildfires. See, right now I'm getting a big, remarkably heartfelt bear hug from Smokey Bear. Thanks, big guy. And now we're shaking. Okay. First, I made sure there were no low-hanging branches when I set up my campfire. Hey, Smokey, let me down for just a second. I need to make sure everyone can hear this. There we go. Then, when we were packing up to leave, I drowned out my campfire, stirred it, drowned it out again, and then made sure to feel it if it was cold. Oh, Smokey Bear really loves it when you do that, don't you, Smokey? Oh, he lets his hugs do the talking. Visit SmokeyBear.com to learn tips to prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires. It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes two. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese!
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed, could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone. Let's all stop what we're doing right now and take a moment. That felt good, huh? Just like that, we had a nice special sort of moment together. Of course, they don't all need to be quiet moments to be special. They could be loud moments, goofy moments, sporty moments, dorky moments. Moments where we talk or walk or just hang out. It doesn't really matter. They all count. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. Sounds like somebody agrees. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Today, call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
1050 AM and 1029 FM and the SportsAnimalEugene.com. Broadcasting from the Bigfoot Beverages Studios, you're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
Welcome to a Friday, friends. Hello there. Sports Animal, Eugene, Fox Sports Newport, the ever-expanding Sports Animal Network, The Drive. I'm Doc. There's Baby J. Vegas and Hawk are in Studio B. Vegas is going to join us to this segment because he wants to talk about LeBron James. It's like everyone wants to talk about LeBron James.
LeBron James.
So, coming up, and by the way, if you missed Angie Machado, all day I've been listening to everybody. They're slicing and dicing this thing from every different angle. It's just like, oh, enough already. I want you to go back to the podcast or when we repeat the show on the YouTube and such. Listen to Angie Machado. She has some great insight on some of them. We dove into some players specifically for Oregon State, and then the Pac-12, the new Pac-12, and can they be relevant in the college football playoff? And so next segment, we're going to talk about the team that would most likely get into the college football playoff that hasn't since it's expanded. Okay, so think about that, and if you want to hop in and join the conversation or take it another direction if you want, the Oregon Man Clinics hotline is open for you at 343-5673. That's 541-343-5673. Live from the Bigfoot Beverages Studios here for a Friday. Big bets coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. Next hour will be Isaac Streeter. So let's take it this way with LeBron. And Vegas, I'm going to start this. I want everybody to pick one winner. You can't say Philadelphia. One winner and one loser in this whole LeBron going to Philly thing. So give me the loser first. Who is the biggest loser with LeBron going to Philadelphia?
To give you straight up, this biggest loser, I think it's the Cavaliers. I think they truly missed out on that opportunity. I think the second biggest loser, to kind of put them as a 1A, 1B sort of situation, is the Miami Heat. I mean, people were almost certain LeBron was either going to the Heat or the Cavs. It was one of those two teams, and he didn't go to either of them. And he just like kind of flipped it where everyone else didn't really expect him to go at all and went to Philly.
My biggest loser, I think, is actually the Celtics, because they did this to themselves. They gave Jaylen Brown to the 76ers and made them more attractive for now LeBron to sit there and go, well, sounds good. I'll go over to the 76ers and have a pretty solid starting lineup and at least be, you can't deny that they're a championship contender. Do I think they're the best team in the NBA now? I don't. I have some reasons for that. But
do you have a second loser?
My second loser, I think the Cavs. He's kind of stole mine. I mean, you could have had the nice finishing off the career, coming home LeBron story. But I do think it's odd that LeBron's going somewhere that he just has never been before. He has no ties to. It's just this other random team. And I get it's a championship sort of thing, but it's interesting.
Biggest losers, Golden State. Because I think for the same reasons why it was the biggest loss for Cleveland. Because I think LeBron would have definitely made an impact on that team in a positive way. And I think the second biggest loser is Jaylen Brown. That's
actually funny. You have him as a loser?
Absolutely.
He's one of my biggest winners.
No.
Absolutely. Let's talk about it.
Okay, let's talk about it here on The Drive. Jaylen Brown went to Philadelphia thinking he was going to be 1A to Joel Embiid. And now you got LeBron coming into town, riding his stallion,
it's all about
waving
LeBron.
his saber. And so it's all going to be about LeBron now. So now he just went from 1A to now probably number 3.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. We'll see.
And I think he has enough petulance in him that he is going to sulk. I don't think he's going to want to relegate himself to, I'm okay getting 15 points a game and kind of being, a role player, not being counted upon to do things for the team. I think he needs that kind of food to be able to be thriving.
We have seen in the Olympics that LeBron can be that super Draymond role, that he can kind of facilitate between a Kevin Durant
He's going to have
and a Steph Curry.
To keep Jaylen Brown happy.
We'll get Blaze to be the arbiter on this in a second.
I'm kind of, sorry.
I want to give my opinion real quick about why I think they're actually
he wants to talk before you do. That's what he wants.
What I want to say is my opinion so that Blaze can basically choose between our two opinions.
Okay, so now we're on to winners.
No, this is because I'm just going to kind of rebuttal how you think that he's a loser, and I think he's a winner because now he was going to a team that was already kind of a good situation for him, but now I think there's actually less pressure on him because you have a LeBron in there, and at this point, remember all those rumors about Jaylen Brown and how he's actually as good of a guy as we thought that he was on the team, and his analytics are bad and all this stuff. I think that all that stuff gets kind of swept under the rug now, quite honestly, and they're just going to be a good team, and I think they're going to be one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the East at the very least. So I think that if they can actually maybe get to the conference finals, win a championship with this team, I think Jaylen Brown's ended up looking pretty good.
Well, you can have your opinion. I just think let's just wait for the first 15 games of the season, and when they're 10-15 or 10 first 25 games of the season, and they're 10-15. Let's see what happens.
You think they're going to be under 500?
Let's see what happens in Philadelphia to the LeBron experiment.
All right, let's hear.
Go ahead, Vegas.
See, I'm kind of with Justin with Jaylen Brown be one of the bigger winners for different reasons. I think Jaylen Brown. I think he's the number 2 guy. I don't know if it's going to be between him and Embiid really, or him and Maxey, but I think he's the number 2 guy, maybe the number 1 guy even. I don't see him playing kind of under LeBron. Wherever LeBron goes, it's a fact. It's LeBron's team. LeBron goes to the Cavs, it's his team. LeBron goes to the Heat, it's his team. LeBron goes to the Lakers, it's his team. LeBron goes to the 76ers, it's still his team because he's LeBron James. But at the same time, that doesn't make him the best player. I think LeBron at this point is kind of willing not to take a step down, but to understand his role and that he's going to play for this team. And I think the 2 leaders for this team are going to be between Maxey and Brown. And Embiid, assuming he's not 100% all the time, which he never is, I think Embiid is kind of going to be between that range with LeBron and himself.
Well, here's the thing about it being LeBron's team. There was one instance where it wasn't LeBron's team, and it was that first year in Miami where it was Dwayne Wade's team. And I think we could do some revisionist history on it, but it was definitely one of those things where Dwayne Wade was the guy in Miami and LeBron was stepping in. So I guess my question would be, in that first year, because it's a potentially 2-year deal with the 76ers, is he going to be able to come in and just kind of be the guy? And I don't know if that's going to work.
Can we get to the rest of the winners first before we start expanding more and more about arguing everybody's salient points? So you said Jaylen Brown's a winner. Who's your other winner?
I didn't have anything written down, honestly. I haven't gotten.
Can you do it off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head.
Besides Philadelphia,
the NBA.
obviously.
I mean, I think that we're all talking
fair.
about LeBron, and it's always another storyline with who's going where. Like, I think the NBA is a huge winner here. Adam Silver, although he's kind of beefing with LeBron, I guess.
The West is a huge winner. Just the fact that
it's like
the fact that they don't have to deal with the team they don't have to deal with LeBron being on any of those teams in the West. Like, I know the Timberwolves are a loser, I guess you could say, because they were very hopeful that they could get LeBron. Kind of the same reason for Danny. I mean, LeBron would have been great. I think LeBron's best fit, to be honest, would have been for the Timberwolves, and it just didn't end up panning out. He actually asked Anthony Edwards what would he do if he didn't go to the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards said he'd be okay, and that he'd be trying to tear LeBron's head off every single time they played each other. So,
okay, so that's one. Do you have a second winner, or you got it?
It's just the West.
That
wasn't
collectively
going after for
the West
LeBron.
is the winner. Well, I'm going to get more specific, and I think one of the winners is Denver because of the West. I'm kind of drilling it down, expanding on that point, and I think the Lakers are a winner in this whole thing. They got rid of somebody who was definitely, I think Justin, did you say it on the air or off the air when you were saying addition by subtraction?
Yeah, that was on the air.
Great, okay. It all melds together with me sometimes.
It made sense to you.
Yeah, it did, and I think I agree. I think there's definitely the addition by subtraction. I also think on the outside, but it all depends on what they do with it. Is this could be a benefit for Portland to if they can take advantage of it. I think I don't agree with how the Lakers are going to get magically that much better. I think that it's got to be proven that they're going to have enough around Luka Doncic and that he can stay healthy for an entire season, because he doesn't have much of a history of doing that, to be able to make a push. And all I'm saying, like Portland, they're not going to win the West now or anything like that. But you can move yourself up a couple of rungs. You can get yourself into a number 5 seed or a number 4 seed even, because the Lakers might struggle. So that's where I think there could be some other winners in it.
I mean, I don't know what that's going to happen with the Lakers, to be honest with you. I could see it happening either way, where I could see this being one of those things where because LeBron and Luka didn't really fit together as we thought they would, and it didn't really work that well, especially when you had another guy that was Austin Reeves, who was a ball handler. Maybe it will just work better. I mean, I definitely think that teams, just the fit is so important. So I could see that, but I could also just, you're losing... You know, as our beloved Dom loves to say, you're losing 26-7 off the team. So maybe they're just going to be worse. I don't know.
And the thing you also have to consider is that the moves might not be done yet. This could be a domino that starts pushing other things. And, I mean, where's Jonathan Kuminga still going to land? He's going to land somewhere, right? And now
nobody wants him.
Well, okay, but there's arena, but I think nobody wants him because he's got such a hefty price tag on him.
He wants a lot of money.
He wants a ton of money
for not really doing very much.
So, but how long does he wait before he goes, okay, I need to settle for something because I want to go play ball on a team that I think can win the whole thing? And that might happen. Could that be?
Does he care about that though? Is he one of those guys that just wants to make a bunch of money?
I'm not in his head, but I don't know. I mean, everyone's saying LeBron wants to do it just for a championship.
Well, but he's not doing it for the money. I mean, that's the only thing you could think that he's doing it for. He said his happiness.
He wouldn't be able to go to the Sixers if he wanted the money.
Well,
he would have been able to go to Cleveland for money.
Regardless where Jonathan Kuminga goes, I'm calling my shot for the Lakers. They'll be the exact at the 6th seed. They're not going to be any better. They're not going to be worse than that.
Yeah, so, okay.
They're not playing in the play-in.
Okay.
It's the Lakers. Come on.
It's the Lakers. Come on.
They played in the play-in pretty recently, I think.
Yeah, but it's money, and it's the NBA, wanting to move things for the Lakers always.
Give me two teams that have not made the expansion college football playoff that have the best shot to do it this year. Since we went to 12 teams in the college football playoff, give me two teams that have the best shot this year to make that final 12. When we come back, we shall discuss. The phone line's open for you. The Oregon Man Clinic's hotline at 541-343-5673. You're locked into the Drive Sports Animal Eugene.
Nothing is too big for the sports animal to handle. That's what she said. You're home for me, Dan Patrick, 6 to 9 a.m. weekdays, and The Drive with Danny, Steve, and Justin from 3 to 6. This is the sports animal.
All bets are on at the Three Rivers Casino Resort Sportsbook in Florence. Bet 24/7 at our kiosks or download the brand new Sportsbook app today and get $10 in free bets. Place wagers right from your mobile device while you relax in your room, hit the casino floor, or grab a bite. Then catch the action on Oregon's largest sports betting screen. Visit threeriverscasino.com/sportsbook to learn more. The Sportsbook at Three Rivers Casino Resort. Winning starts here.
I've seen it, I've covered it. I'm Alex Rogers, your local farmer's agent in West Eugene. When you need auto, home, life, or business insurance, Farmers can help you protect everything you've worked so hard to achieve. I really enjoy what I do, and I can help you understand all your coverage options. When I'm your farmer's agent, you're not stuck at the mercy of some computer. I'm your advocate when you need help. Visit my office today at 1154 Garfield Street here in Eugene, or give me a call at 541-284-2804.
Mow, dig, haul, lift. The versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor does it all. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series is the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo.
Mid-Valley Tractor in Eugene, locally owned for over 30 years. Find them at midvalleytractor.com.
When you're in Rome, you visit the Colosseum. When you're in France, you visit the Eiffel Tower. And when you're in Eugene, you visit Cracktown Pizza, Eugene's best pizza and a Eugene cultural icon for over 40 years. Cracktown Pizza has 2 locations, across from the U of O campus in Eugene and on 58th and A in Springfield. Cracktown Pizza, the best pizza in town. Call 541-284-8484 or visit cracktownpizza.com.
Connect, celebrate, and be inspired at the Women Business Leaders Luncheon on Thursday, July 30th at the Valley River Inn. Join established and aspiring women leaders from across our community for an afternoon of meaningful networking, an engaging keynote speaker, and powerful connections that will leave you energized and inspired. Plus, we'll reveal the 2026 Woman Business Leader of the Year. Space is limited, so register today at eugenechamber.com. We'll see you there. Sponsored by the Eugene Area Chamber of Commerce and EARS.
As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others, Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been helping people live longer and more independent lives.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. Learn more at MDA.org.
Don't change the channel. Your radio might explode. Okay, not really. But you miss a minute of the drive, you might miss something, well, spectacular.
On we go.
The Drive is back on 102.9 FM and 1050 AM. The Sports Animal.
There's some news coming out of Alabama with one of the biggest NIL collectives for the Crimson Tide. We're going to confirm a couple of things, and then we'll talk about it next hour. Okay? So stay tuned right here on The Drive. Sports Animal Eugene. Online at sportsanimal.eug.com. All the socials, Sports Animal EUG. Next hour, Isaac Streeter from the Portland Tribune jumps in to the fray for his first visit with The Drive. Also on the coast, you can listen to us on Fox Sports Newport, 92.7 FM. All right, so I threw it out there to the boys. The expanding college football playoff went to 12 teams. Probably going to stay that way at least for another year. And then we're going to, I still think we're going to 16. We're going to 16, or the whole thing gets blown 16. Up by, or the whole thing gets blown up by 2030, and it's going to be the Big Ten and the SEC just forming their own little super conference, and everybody else is going to be in the dust.
I'm talking you into it. I'm telling you, 2030. It's because of the Big Ten TV deal.
I'm not talked into it. I'm saying that's probably going to be the reality.
I would love 16 teams.
Okay, well, I just say I still think we're going to get there because I think the coaches want it as well. This whole question about dilution and stuff like that, that's.
I think the World Cup just answered that.
That's the weakest argument you can have against a 16-team playoff.
Get rid of buys. Get rid of football buys.
I don't mind that, right?
Well, the whole calendar just needs to be reevaluated.
Well, yeah, now we're going to be starting at the end of February.
We don't need to get into the calendar conversations.
Okay, so I asked you guys, and you can hop in, folks out there listening, please, or text us, or put it on the old YouTube thing. Is 2 teams. Give me 2 teams that have not made the expanded college football playoff that have the best chance of making it this season. You can call us 541-343-5673. If you want to talk LeBron, we will talk LeBron with you as well. You want to get it off your chest, come on. You can come on into our little couch and talk about it. All right, I'm going to give you one because they were so close last year, and now I think the team that beat them is going to be sliding backwards mightily. I think BYU has got a really good shot this year.
That was my third in the running, or if one of you guys took one of mine. I definitely think BYU has a chance. I mean, the Big 12... the Monster Energy Big 12. I think that's what they're called now.
Yeah, they get $12 million. They bought the whole conference.
I thought there was an interesting point somebody made about BYU. A lot of Mormons, not a lot of caffeine allowed with Mormons. So, wondering how the Monster Energy thing is going to work on their uniforms.
Well, don't they have Diet Monster Energy that has no caffeine in it?
I don't know. They're going to have to figure it out. Okay. That's neither here nor there. So I do like BYU. The one that stuck out to me like a sore thumb, I think, and it's not like I think they're definitely going to make it, but somebody that is going to make it at some point is USC. Let's be honest. At some point, USC is going to figure it out and make the playoff again. And could it be this year? Maybe. They got Jaden Mayava back.
It might not be under Lincoln Riley, but
it might not be. But at some point, this team is going to make the college football playoff again.
Okay, Vegas, throw one out there.
So for both of these teams, they're kind of reflective. I don't see both of them making by any means, but I definitely could see one of them making it.
Okay.
But the first I'm going to throw out there is LSU. I don't like Lane Kiffin. Don't like what he stands for. Don't like what he does. Don't like how he acts. But I will say he can recruit.
Yeah.
He has shown he has a good offensive mind. He's a good.
Wait, do they count though? Because they made the 4 team. You're just talking about the expanded.
Yeah, that's what I said.
All right, that's a good one then. I like that.
Well, I mean, listen, he did it at Ole Miss. He can do it at LSU.
And he brought some guys from Ole Miss over there, like Prince Will. I'm not going to try to butcher his last name, but Prince Will had 9 sacks last season. So that's a 5-star transfer right there, and then a crap load of 4 stars with him.
Okay, well, let's see how LSU does with a crap load trying to get into the college football playoff. I will give you my second one, and I'm staying in the Big 12. I think Houston.
The Monster Energy Big 12?
The Monster Energy Big 12. Okay,
They want to be called the Monster Energy Big 12.
We got to start saying that now every time now. No, I always love saying the Planet Houston. I think the Houston Cougars, Willie Fritz is a dang good football coach. They got their quarterback, Connor Weigman. They got Amari Thomas. They've got Mekhi Hughes. Everybody knows that name. Right?
Who's that? No, no, he doesn't exist.
Mekhi Hughes.
He's a ghost.
As he came to Oregon and found out that running back room has some pretty good freshmen in there. And he said, Dan Lanning says, we'll let you go. Go ahead. Go to Houston.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to flourish down there, guys. So I really like Houston. And I think it's going to be 1-2 BYU and Houston out of the Big 12, both making
the Monster Energy Big 12.
The Monster Energy Big 12. I'm never going to get used to saying that.
You're going to get used to it because it's going to be like Tom dun 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 dun.
Dun. All right.
So I'm going to pivot then. If it's just we're talking about the expanded playoff, I don't think this team has made the expanded playoff. Michigan?
Yes, they have not.
So I think that's...
So you got two Big Ten schools.
Absolutely.
And
best conference in America.
So then who's going to get left out? Because that means you probably don't have Ohio State in there. You don't have Indiana in there. There's not going to be 5 teams out of the Big Ten making the field of 12.
I think the one I would say that has the less likely chance would be USC. I think that Michigan's probably going to make it, though.
Okay. And following Justin's blueprint, then I'm going to go with his favorite conference for 2 schools from there, from the SEC.
Well, that's probably more likely.
Kentucky, Will Stein. I like what he does. I think he brought in some good transfers, and he brought in a lot of. I don't know if it's gonna happen this year.
No. Okay,
I could see it happening in the future for sure.
Because that's the thing, Danny. It's like I think a lot of these teams are just gonna get recycled. I think we're really legitimately only looking at maybe 2 or 3 teams. I mean, we're picking 6 between the 3 of us. I don't know if there's gonna be 6 new teams in the college football playoff. I think it's gonna be legitimately 2 or 3, maybe less. Honestly,
it could be. I really
or
think
fewer. Is it fewer? If you can count it, it's fewer, right?
Yes, it's fewer.
Yeah.
Take our top of the hour break.
Mad at me.
Yeah, we got Sports Bike coming up, and after that, the great Isaac Streeter joins us. And hour number 2, we're just getting rolling here on The Drive.
Sometimes they're right.
Rest my case.
Sometimes they're wrong.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
But no ears were harmed in the making of their disagreements.
I don't know what we're yelling about.
You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal UG.
It kind of sneaks up on you. You're more tired than you should be, a little less focused, a little less motivated. Maybe you've gained a little weight. It's normal. A lot of men experience it, but that doesn't mean you have to live with it. At Hale Men's Clinic, personalized testosterone therapy can help you restore your energy, your clarity, your edge. Real solutions, real results. Hale Men's Clinic. Feel good now. Curious about your levels? Walk into Hale Men's Clinic in Eugene, Bend, or Roseburg for your free testosterone test today. More info at halemensclinic.com.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online. And it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Hi, this is Drew from Dalton Carpet on West 11th in Eugene. Dalton Carpet is family-owned and operated and proud to serve you for 30 years. Now more than ever, someone you know is walking on a Dalton floor. Do you have a flooring project? Get your summer off to a new start. Lane County's best selection with hundreds of rolls of carpet and thousands of feet of click-together flooring on display and in stock right now at unbeatable prices. Come see us today at Dalton Carpet, right here on West 11th in Eugene.
In Oregon, we're taking a stand against hate crimes.
A stand for inclusion.
For acceptance.
Civility.
Unity.
With a new law, we're taking a stand against bias.
Against bigotry.
Prejudice. Homophobia.
Otherphobia.
Against violence and intimidation.
Of any kind.
So we can make a real difference.
It's a stand for our future.
So no one has to be the victim of a hate crime.
Because we're all Oregonians.
And taking a stand
is what we do. Learn more at standagainsthate.oregon.gov.
A message from the Oregon Department of Justice.
This is a Sports Animal Sports Bite.
I'm Dominic Jackson. LeBron James has made his decision. The 4-time champion, NBA's all-time leading scorer, is heading to the Philadelphia 76ers to join MVP Joel Embiid in his quest for a 5th title. James signed a 2-year, $8 million deal with the player option included. The Sixers now have the second-best odds to win the East. This comes as a surprise after many thought he was going home to Cleveland or back to Miami. Jurgen Klopp was named the new Germany head coach today. He then threatened to quit if the media does not respect his family. A little odd, but the former Liverpool manager is coming back to coach his country for the next World Cup. Germany is looking for a spark after being knocked out against Paraguay in the round of 32. And to the Diamond we go with the full slate of games today. Let's look back at who won last night. The Braves, Twins, Blue Jays, Diamondbacks, and Tigers all picked up another win. Sports Bites every hour or when news breaks. Follow us at Sports Animal EUG. I'm Dominic Jackson.
KORE Springfield, Eugene, 1050 AM. Translated on 275CX 1029 FM. This is the Sports Animal Eugene.
Hey kids, welcome back into the drive. Isaac Streeter will join us in just a moment. If you missed hour number 1, scintillating conversation about LeBron James, the expanded college football playoff, who's going to make it from the teams that have not made the expanded playoff. We just had that discussion, and we started the hour out with Angie Machado. So let's head back on over. Guest number 2 on the Oregon Man Clinic's hotline at 541-343-5673. We always welcome him this way with a big Stingers Up.
I missed it. Sorry.
Hi, Isaac.
Howdy, boys. How we doing? Stingers Up.
Stingers Up. We're good, bud. How are you surviving up there in the old PDX? You guys getting any smoke up
He's going
there?
on vacation.
So
Yeah.
we have the same conversation every time you bring me on this lovely program, is that I don't live in Portland.
Oh, that's right. He doesn't live in
So
Portland.
I don't know. No, Salem's fine today. It's cooler than it's been this week. I finally got air conditioning in the apartment.
That's actually huge.
It's a little bit more bearable.
All right, I'm writing this down. I'm making notes. So I have a little file.
Sure.
No, now it's going to have to be a thing every time.
There'll be a test at the end.
Okay, you live in Salem, and you're wearing a White Sox hat, and we talk a lot of stuff with you, Oregon and Oregon State. So, where do you want to start? Because we're getting into that tiny little bit of a lull before we really start attacking college football for the fall. So, what has been going on in your world?
Whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
If we're being completely honest.
Yeah.
It's it's slow right now. I'm squeezing out articles on, baseball signings with all that, getting prepped for football. We'll start rolling out football coverage probably early next week once, I'll get back from vacation and we're off to the races for another season of football.
So let's start. Since you brought it up, and since we are in the middle of baseball season, and everyone that we root for is still in the running, in the mix for the postseason in Major League Baseball, how does Mitch Canham kind of restock the cupboard? Because he lost a lot of arms in the draft, and he's going back to the Pac-12 now, and it's going to be, I think Pac-12 is going to be intriguing to me in terms of baseball. But how does Mitch Canham reload the cabinet?
Yeah, so give me 1 second. We'll hold for playing for a moment as I pull up my roster on this. We can just
we can vamp for a second
because Dax Whitney,
rundown.
Dax Whitney, if he comes back, he's going to pitch maybe 15 innings for the entire season.
Dax Whitney's. We got to stop this. I got to put my foot down on it.
Okay.
Dax Whitney's not throwing another pitch in college baseball.
Okay.
I really hate to break it to all the Oregon State fans, and trust me, it hurts me just as much because watching that kid is a treat. But it's just not going to happen.
Okay.
I think you got to be the voice of reason here.
No, yeah, that's fine. Isaac, that's why we bring you on the program. Sure. I have never professed to be the smartest guy in the room. I've never professed to be the smartest guy in my house. I definitely am not the smartest guy in this radio program.
Fair enough.
That was okay, Isaac. That was the point we were supposed to. No, Danny, you're pretty smart, Danny.
You're the
Danny,
smartest.
You're a very smart man.
All right, so let's talk about pitching.
I do appreciate you. All right.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you too.
Okay, so we're walking through this.
Yeah, let's walk through it because I think if I'm right, wasn't 4 of his arms that actually contributed fairly well this season are all gone?
5 drafted.
5. Okay.
So you're losing, and then Dax with the injury. So
6.
You're losing Dax on Fridays, Kleiner, now at Tampa Bay Ray, and a multimillionaire. Congrats to him, signed for 1.8.
Nice.
In the second round with Miami. Eric Segura is gone. He held down Sundays for you. He's a White Sox now. And then out of the bullpen, you lost Albert Robles, your closer, Padres pick.
Yeah.
Isaac Yeager, great first name.
Padres,
he
right?
was also a White Sox.
Oh, yeah.
He was your setup guy. Wyatt Queen was like long relief, also kind of a setup guy. He's a Seattle Mariner, got over slot, which is good for him. And so that that's kind of was probably the biggest core, and probably top 5 in innings pitched. You lost Trey Morris to Florida too, so that's a big blow. And then they reload with, you get Brennan Sieber, right-hander from Vandy, out of the portal. He's probably your setup guy. It's kind of an Yeager-y profile. 2 kids, Queen and Coxon, both from Montana State Billings, Division II school. Carson Bosel, who was a reliever out of Washington. Ben Cushney, a lefty from USC. Jackson Baker, a lefty from Long Beach. And then we got a bunch of freshmen and other guys who didn't really throw a ton. So that's kind of the group. They're going to go into fall with 17 on the roster.
Well, but they lost their pitching coach.
They did, and they hired another pitching coach. They'll have Andrew Moore running the show, running the program there. He's coming out of off stints, doing a lot of different jobs as a pitching coach in the Cleveland Guardians organization, which, for people like, that's a really legit pitching development program that he's coming from. And, so I think there will be adjustments for him. And, he got in late, kind of coming in halfway through portal season. So that it might be a little bit behind the 8 ball this year, but with the resources and the technology and how Canham wants to run this operation is like they want to pitch really good. They want to hit singles the other way and play good defense. And so, when pitching is such a big priority and you get a guy who is coming from a program or, a professional organization that's done it really well. And, I don't think we'll see like a ton of drop off.
So, out of the 2 programs that you cover, Oregon, I guess you do a little bit of Portland Pilots too, but the 2 ones we care about down here, Oregon State. Which one do you think had a better offseason so far?
Yeah, this is funny. So when I came in and did the show in person with you guys, what was that, like a month or so ago, right when the portal opened?
Yep.
I dragged Oregon State a little bit, but now that this has kind of come together, I'm kind of liking where it's at. I like what they did in the portal, like on the bat side, and especially with how some of their guys have performed this summer in their various summer leagues. Like Ethan Porter was the WCL All-Star MVP. Diego Cruz was, freshman All-American. Cohen Nikolai is a former Oregon catcher that I really liked. You're looking at year 2 of Josh Proctor, year 3 of Paul Vasquez. Like there are dudes here. And I think the arrow's kind of pointing up on Oregon State. Oregon also really went to work in the transfer portal this year. The number of players they're bringing in for fall is absurd to me. Like they're going to go into fall right now with 48 on the roster with a 34-person roster limit. So that's going to be interesting. But, they've got guys, but they're also rebuilding that thing. So, I think it'll be very different looking teams for both of these schools headed into next year. But, I think Oregon State's kind of got the leg up right now, but I like the pieces Oregon has as well.
He was the personality hire for the Portland Tribune. He covers Oregon State as a beat writer, a proud Sac State alumni, and he joins us on a pretty regular basis here on The Drive. Well, now on The Drive. He used to join us on the other program, and we've rebranded everything to Sports.
It's the program that must not be named.
I'm trying.
Yeah, are we dead naming it?
Yeah.
Listen, we can't call it that name anymore.
Mustang, I am trying desperately to not trip into just saying it because I said it like 40 times a show in an hour.
It's because it's still the
I tripped up. I had a duh the other day, so I'm trying really hard. It's the great Isaac Streeter joining us. You can follow him on the socials, Isaac_Streeter, and we're talking a little Oregon State. So the same question for you about Oregon State I'd throw for Waz's team. You just mentioned how many pieces he's got coming in, but I mean the subtractions were pretty devastating with Angel Laya and Junior Lewacki, Berkeley Mabius, all finding different homes. And then what drafted? You lost the middle of your infield with Ryan Cooney and Maddox Maloney. So I mean, Waz seems to find a way to replace the cupboard, but man, that's a lot of talent that just walked out the door.
Yeah, they lost a good deal, but that was kind of always going to be the expectation too. And, in that group, Jack Brooks signing was a surprise. I think Cooney and Maloney were as good as gone after, all they did. And obviously Drew Smith's eligibility expiring is another thing there too. But Brooks signing was interesting, especially with the new 5-for-5. He could have had another year if he wanted to come back, but lands with the Nationals. Kind of the centerpiece here, and Baseball America did a ranking the other day, but, Braden Jackson is going to be a really big deal next year. I mean, just with the way he played as a true freshman and how he continued to improve and was playing at the end of the year, that's going to be a really special bat for them, and definitely like the centerpiece of kind of that program headed into next year, at least offensively.
What do you think his potential is, just like long term?
Yeah, what's his ceiling?
Jackson?
Yeah.
That's a first. I mean, if he sticks at catcher, you're talking a 1-1 guy.
Right.
Like, I mean, if you can play a competent catcher and put bat to ball consistently, like with his frame and like how he's built, and it's obviously the Big Ten, so there's always kind of that factor of it. But I mean, he wasn't like a top 10 recruit in the country for nothing. I mean, it's a very serious player in talent.
It is the great Isaac Schreier. We call him Mustang here on The Drive. It's the sports animal in Eugene, 102.9, 1050, and on the coast, 92.7. They call it over there, or the old Fox Sports in Newport. You can also follow us on the streamings at YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and all the socials, Sports Animal EUG. That's also our website, sportsanimal.eug.com. Isaac, what is Oregon's ceiling in football? Is this the year, national championship or bust?
I feel like doing the national championship or bust part of that is always kind of the foolish game, and it's why coaches complain about media members. So I'm going to bite my tongue on that. But I do think this team is capable of winning a national championship.
Okay.
And I mean, they're so good. Did you guys see Amari Washington squatting like 900 pounds this morning?
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, I did.
It's ridiculous.
And I also saw him running around in the sand like it was nothing. I would be my legs would feel like just lead.
He's a freakish human being. Like that entire defensive line, it's probably the best defensive line in the country. You know how hard it is to get 4 seniors like that back? I mean,
I know.
No. Did we lose Isaac?
Well, just to continue his point, that's what I was
got
talking
I got my AirPod. I apologize.
No, that's fine.
I was gushing too much about defensive linemen. I mean, that group up front is absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's a wrecking crew. It's kind of interesting. They've kind of taken this, like, they saw how Texas Tech did what they did last year. And obviously, they beat Texas Tech, and, like, pretty handily, too. But that Texas Tech team was so formidable because of what they had with those 4 guys up front. And Oregon said, okay, cool. I mean, like, we see you, Cody Campbell.
Hold my beer.
Tonight. And
sorry, I said hold my beer.
Oh, yeah. all good. Yeah, kind of the same deal. I mean, I'll raise you Phil Knight, and running it back to that defensive line. I mean, that group's going to be nasty.
No, it will be nasty. It's one of the reasons why I think that Oregon's maybe being a little bit underrated coming into the season. Danny started off the show talking about, well, there isn't a favorite this year, and it's like, to me, it's like
don't. No, I said there wasn't an overwhelming clear-cut favorite.
They're going to open the year as a top 3 team in the AP poll.
Okay, but I said, okay, Isaac, I will pose the same question to you the way I said it to the guys here. Is there, in your mind, a clear-cut favorite to win the national championship?
Okay, I think it's 50-50 Texas-Oregon.
Okay.
I think that's kind of probably how we're going into it.
Okay, that's fine, but that's not a clear-cut fit. That's not one team that is like, okay, that's it. I'm pushing all my chips in the center of the table.
That's fair. I mean, but if you're talking about a team that's just like, okay, like who should we be talking about in terms of like this team is like going to be in the semifinal unless something
Texas,
crazy
Notre
happens.
Dame, Ohio. I could name 6.
Right.
If we're talking about it like that.
Well, can you name 6 teams that are like on Oregon's level in terms of who they're bringing back? Like, I'm not sure. And who they're adding? Like, I don't
Isaac
know.
just said one Texas. Isaac, do you want to jump in here?
All right, we doing like college football playoff 12? Is that what you?
Yeah, I actually.
I'd love
So
to hear you
we had a
go.
segment last hour where I said which team that has not made the expanded playoff you think is going to make it for the first time this year, and I threw out Houston and BYU.
I like the idea of BYU. That's a solid one. They could be pretty spicy this year. You said Houston?
Yeah, they got their quarterback coming
Yeah.
back. They got the former Oregon transfer running back, Mekhi Hughes, and they've got one of the best receivers in the country.
Who are you saying is best receiver in the country?
One of the best receivers in the country is Amari. Gosh, I had it written down.
Oh,
It's
that's
Amari
Trent
Walker. Come on.
I thought you were very, very high on Oregon State legend Trent Walker there for a second. That's what you were getting after.
Amari Thomas.
I'll take your word for it. I'm not brushed up on my Big 12. Apologies.
So we're calling it the Monster Energy Big 12 now.
Yeah,
Isaac?
we have to say that because they got the naming rights.
Monster Energy. Big 12.
Yeah.
All right, surely.
You got to call them what they're asking for, right?
All right, back on the rails
That's
here.
so silly.
Back
All
on the
right.
rails. So there's no clear-cut favor, but you would throw Texas in that conversation. Notre Dame's in that conversation. Marcus Freeman's got some dogs coming back.
Yep, Marcus Freeman. I think LSU. They're probably. They haven't made the. Have they made the 12 team yet?
No, they have not.
No. Okay, I would take LSU. I think LSU is going to be really good this year.
Fair. That was thrown out there as well. Yep.
Who else on there? Oklahoma made it last year. They don't count. SMU's been in there.
Well, Baby J, you threw out another West Coast
Michigan.
team. No, West Coast team.
Oh, USC I think has got a chance as well.
Yeah, USC. They got Mayava back. They'll be good. The Big Ten is just like at the top. I mean, those like 4 or 5 teams. It's so tough to get 4 in, but I think USC could be spicy. Arizona could be nice.
I had Arizona in there too.
He was talking about Arizona.
Yeah. I mean, there's. I think it's an interesting
Virginia.
conversation. Yeah, I didn't have Virginia on my radar. You had them on your radar?
If Virginia doesn't lose the ACC championship to Duke, I mean, they're probably trekking out to Eugene instead of James Madison.
That's true. That's very true. That's a great point. Well, Isaac, I know the football season is right around the corner, and again, we're going to gnaw on that big old steak when it finally appears at the end of August, early September, so that's always going to be fun. We'd love to have you back on somewhat of a regular basis when we get into the season, if that's all right with you. We got 3 hours to fill every day now. Okay. All right, dude. Well, good. All right. Well, let's let him go. Let's let him enjoy
his vacation.
Salem.
He's enjoying Anaheim.
What are you doing? What are you doing in Anaheim? Are you going to go ride some rides?
Yeah, Grace and I are going to Disneyland for a couple days, and then we're going to go catch the Brewers play the Angels. We're going to the Sunday game of the 3-game road series, so it'll be fun.
All right, I want the selfie with the foul ball. Okay.
If I get one, absolutely. I've never gotten a foul ball in my life.
Really?
Really, with all the baseball games you've gone to.
We
Wow.
just blessed you with that. You're going to get a foul ball now.
Hopefully, that'd be awesome.
All right, bud.
We're hoping for it.
Appreciate your time, buddy.
Of course, fellas. I'll see you soon. Later.
Later. There he goes. Great Mustang, Isaac Streeter. DeAndre Hopkins wants a new job. He's not. I don't know if he's done with his old job yet. I mean, guy still is a physical specimen. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Tony Romo. Yeah. He's in trouble. Patrick Mahomes, also in the news. So let's go football for the next few segments here on The Drive. Sports Animal Eugene.
Sometimes they're right.
Rest my case.
Sometimes they're wrong.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
But no ears were harmed in the making of their disagreements.
I don't know what we're yelling about.
You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
Don't look now, but summer is half over. The good news is that you still have plenty of summer left. And with the deals on new Toyotas at Kendall Toyota of Eugene, send off summer with some serious savings and serious fun. Snag $500 in TFS cash and get 1.99% APR on a new 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5 Double Cab. Looking to step up to a Tundra? Get low 2.99% APR available for 72 months on all new 2026 Toyota Tundra models. Or put your Toyota customer cash to work for $1,000 off PSRP. And that even includes the super popular Toyota Tundra hybrid models. Get in on the summer savings and stop by Kendall Toyota of Eugene today. Kendall. Let's start something great.
2.99% APR for 72 months with $15.19 per $1,000 borrowed. Must qualify and finance with Toyota Financial Services. All financing on approved credit. Not all customers will qualify. Credit score of 720 or higher may be required to qualify. Price does not include title registration tax or $250 admin fee. Subject to prior sales. See dealer for details. Offer expires A326.
Iconic summer moments deserve an iconic drink. Reach for Mountain Dew, an American original. From its beginnings in the foothills of Tennessee to your biggest summer yet. The refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew is the perfect companion to your American summer adventures. Enjoy the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Tasting great since '48. Look for Mountain Dew in stores near you at MountainDew.com. That's MountainDew.com. So, how's your research going?
Surprising! After I figured out the top-rated TVs in our price range, I went shopping for deals.
And who's the best?
It wasn't the internet, and it wasn't the warehouse club.
But?
It was video only. They had better deals on the Samsung, LG, and the Sony TVs that got the highest scores.
Better than online and at the club?
I know! Video only beat them all. And now we can afford an even better model for the same price. My research really paid off.
If we buy it video only.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'll be sorry.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In Jansen Beach, Clackamas, Beaverton, Salem, and Eugene. Video Only.
You've got 60 minutes to dominate your lunch break. No timeouts. Just one shot to eat like a legend. Introducing the $11 Killer Box Lunch, only at Killer Burger in Eugene. That's a pint burger, small fries, and a fountain drink, all for just $11. Killer Burger, brought to you by another Eugene legend, LaMichael James. The $11 Killer Box Lunch, only at Killer Burger on Coburg Road in Eugene.
1050 AM, 1029 FM, and the SportsAnimalEugene.com. Other stations can say they cover the Ducks and Beavers, but we bring the receipts. You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
A little bit later on this hour, there's some breaking news out of Alabama, and it is not good. It involves some high-up folks in one of the Crimson Tide's NILs, one of their collectives. So we'll have that in about 15 minutes from now here on The Drive. Sports Animal Eugene, 102.9 FM, 1050 AM. I'm Doc. Right over there's Baby J. In Studio B, it's Hawk and Blaze, who are on with us. I can see Blaze right there if you're looking on YouTube, which we're live on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter, and over the air in Newport as well on Fox Sports Newport 92.7 FM. All right, boys, we've got like 3 stories that we can wrap all in this one segment for NFL news. One's extremely interesting to me. The other one is I don't know how interesting it is, but it's like, okay, we're watching this because there could be a lot of dominoes that fall depending on how much this is valid. And then there's another one that's just like, I think you guys know what I'm talking about. So guess who was at New England's training camp?
Well, I know who it was because I did the sports fight.
No,
I'm going to guess
it was not
A.J. Brown.
No, it's not Diana Rossini. It was a Diana Rossini.
She's not having a good week.
She's nowhere near that. No, DeAndre Hopkins is there. And Mike Vrabel says that DeAndre Hopkins is there, like, working with that new receiving core. You mentioned it, Vegas. You got A.J. Brown. You've got Romeo Doubs. You've got Mac Hollins, Demario Douglas.
Pop Douglas.
Pop Douglas, is that what they're calling?
He goes by it, but, Demario is his full official name.
Okay, well, let's give him the name that Mama gave him. Okay, so, and I don't know, DeAndre Hopkins, he played for Vrabel, right, in Tennessee? Because that
Yeah.
was one of his. He had several stops.
He did in 2024.
Okay, so he's thinking about being either a scout or a coach. What do you guys think of that? I think he could probably still play, don't you?
I think it's crazy that he fell off so fast. In 2023, this guy had 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns, and he wasn't amazing, but that was for the
That's
Titans.
serviceable.
He was 31 years old, and he's 34 years old now. So that's not like ancient. I'm pretty sure Devontae Adams is like 34 years old, something like that. So I think he was one of those guys that. And it's interesting to me. I wonder how much he actually can. I say this kind of in jest, but he was one of those guys. I'm not sure the things that he did, he can teach other people, because he wasn't this like insane route runner where he would just be constantly breaking guys' ankles. I feel like he was one of those, like, just throw him the ball and his hands will stick to the ball and he is going to catch it. But I'm not sure exactly like how he's going to translate that to other players, if that makes sense.
And I love how Justin says, he's 34 years old. He's not necessarily ancient as Justin creeps close to that age.
It's true.
And Danny's like looking at me.
Hey,
all
let's
mad.
while it lasts.
Hey, Vegas, I'd pipe down there a little bit, youngin, because you're going to get here faster than you think. And
definitely.
Yeah, just keep it in the
I'm
pocket
really
there
excited
for a second.
for 9 years from now when you are the same age as me, and I'm going
Right,
to
and
be
you'll
like,
still
how
be
does it
9
feel?
years older than me.
Okay, you two.
But-
Separate corners,
Okay,
please. All
but
right,
my
we're talking
point
about
is-
DeAndre Hopkins
right,
here.
I think he can still play. I mean, I know he has said he still feels like he has enough ball left to play in him. Almost word for word quote right there by him, and I think he should potentially maybe try to go to the Patriots, sign with him for a veteran minimum as a cheap contract, and then try to mentor those guys. So then they can actually feel like he's part of the team versus like when you're a coach. I feel like the relationship does change to an extent. And I feel like if they sign him as a veteran minimum, it's pretty much the same thing, and the players can respect him, and he can literally run the route and walk them through it.
So last time I think we saw DeAndre Hopkins in uniform was with the Ravens.
Yes.
Okay. And he's, like you guys said, he's 36. He is considering.
34.
No, he's not. He's
36?
I am reading the story
Wow.
where it's from Newsweek, so I'm going to trust them. He's 36 years old. Well, okay, you're shaking
he's
your
34.
head no.
He's 34.
Well, then they got it wrong. So
They
somebody
got it
call
wrong.
the editor at Newsweek and
Fire
say, yeah, done.
Don't even call him. Just fire him.
Okay, so, and Vrabel says he's using him as an example to the other wide receivers because he was never the fastest guy. I'm just quoting him here. But he had this unbelievable style of play and strength, and he ran precise routes, and that's what he's after for his receiving core, Vrabel, at New England. So that's why he's pointing him. Sounds to me like, don't just get the guy as a coach, then suit him up. Give him the league minimum if he'll take it, and let him coach and play.
Right. Figure out how to get a little more juice out of those legs, right?
Yeah. So there's DeAndre Hopkins. I want to watch that because that's going to be interesting. I think he signs with New England if I'm a betting man. Patrick Mahomes, and he's still rehabbing. Remember, they had that left knee injury, and he arrived at Missouri Western State campus in St. Joe, Missouri. You know where St. Joe is?
No.
It's in
St. Joe, Missouri?
Northwestern Missouri, up in the tip. So knock it off in there,
He thought it
Vegas.
was funny.
You're getting close. Mahomes is still wearing a compression sleeve and a brace on his left leg, but he has been taking some 11-on-11 reps throughout camp, and he says he's progressed faster than he thought he would. And Andy Reid says he's been working hard. He feels like he's in a pretty good place, but I still think after that injury, I still think it's a stretch for him week one. I just don't see it.
I've got a great question for you guys.
Yeah,
what round are you drafting Patrick Mahomes in fantasy?
Oh, I'd bury him. If he's
bury him.
I think if he's like available in the 7th or 8th round, I'd take him then.
Yeah, what do you think, Blaze?
I feel like that's pretty accurate, and I have a feeling that's kind of the range that he's being projected in. I mean, I know normally in the past when he wasn't injured, he was being drafted in that, depending on how good the other people you're playing fantasy football with, but he was being drafted in that 5 to 6 range.
Well, I'm glad you said that. So what did you go in fantasy football last year? I'm throwing it out to both of you.
Oh, I went third.
I can't remember. I didn't do.
Well, I went 1-12, so nobody's
Yeah.
listening to me.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I did like okay.
When fantasy football season hits, it's kind of like I drop everything. You know, I won't be dropping my work, but everything else in my life.
Yeah, you're
is
darn right.
going
You
on
will not be.
fantasy football.
You're darn right. You won't be dropping your work.
But
We're
you know,
all gonna be in a league
they
this
could
year.
kind of correlate with each other. You know, dropping the news about who's injured, who's not.
We're going to have some fantasy stuff this fall on the radio station. We're going to do some stuff. I've got some big time stuff, and then I got some stuff that we got some people locally who want to put something together. So we'll get you guys involved.
By
in
the
that.
way,
Yes, sir.
Patrick Mahomes was QB 11 last year, even playing the season before the injury.
The 11th
Even missed,
ranked.
11th after he got injured or during.
I think it was
after he was done.
Before he was injured, he was
Interesting.
11.
Well,
it's crazy.
I'm a big Mahomes guy personally. I think he's terrific. I think it's incredibly impressive that he's already recovered and is actually able to play in training camp after 7 months off an ACL tear. To be able to kind of play at maybe, I mean, we don't know for sure if it's 100%, but it sounds like it is.
See, the thing with Patrick Mahomes that's dangerous is that he will push, and if he's not even 100%, he's going to want to go out on the field,
right,
and gimp around.
But it's so impressive. Like, you know, you look at him, and he's not necessarily he doesn't look like the most physically fit person, and the fact that he has what they've been saying, at least that he's recovered, it's kind of mind-boggling to me, and it honestly kind of does sound too good to be true. But if what they're saying is true, I feel like he will be ready to play by week 1.
Well, he was that guy that had that injury in, I guess it was against the Browns, I think, where his knee got totally screwed up in the playoffs.
And he
then
wanted to go back
played
in
the
right
next
away.
week. Well, he played
He's
the
a
next
dog.
week.
He's a dog.
Yeah, I mean, he is one of those players that there's certain players in sports
But
where
that can shorten careers, guys.
100%. But there are just players that are just the rules for them are different. I think like LeBron is one of those players. It's like the rules for him physically are just different. I'm just talking about reality, Danny. I just happened to be
We're
LeBron.
gonna talk about LeBron every
I think
hour.
Patrick
Justin
Mahomes
just
is one
wants
of
to
those
talk about
players.
LeBron or Messi
I actually
every
don't
single
want to talk
time.
about LeBron as much as you guys are saying. I think Patrick Mahomes is one of those players where it's like the rules I don't think really apply to him. He's so good. He physically can do things that other guys can't
100%
do.
agree.
I just don't think it applies.
Yeah. So let's move to the last story because we're going to be up against a break here in a second. Is current NFL analyst for CBS and former Dallas Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo. I'm sure you've heard it. I think it's been on one of our sports bites. Arrested on Thursday for suspicion of operating a vehicle while under the influence. It's an OWI in the state of Wisconsin. It was a Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office that released this information. Of course, he's a suspicion. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty. The arrest report states that Romo performed poorly on field sobriety tests after being stopped while driving south on I-43. He was in Wisconsin competing in the 125th Wisconsin Amateur Championship at West Bend Country Club, a tournament that concluded on Thursday. He finished tied for 73rd, which don't care. He was driving. He was driving allegedly operating while intoxicated. And I'll just, I want people to go and maybe, I don't know, can we put it up on the website? I think his mugshot.
He's smiling.
Well, he looks like he's toasted.
And that. And when they say
So-
driving while or operating while intoxicated, since they're in Milwaukee, you know, are they driving a vehicle? Or are they driving a tractor? Like maybe a horse? What are we talking about?
Come
here?
on, don't insult my roots.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little low there. This is the drive on the Sports Animal, and now we've just offended 1/50th of the United States of America with the Wisconsin crack by Vegas. By the way, first-time offender will typically just pay $150 to $300, and
which is mind-boggling,
and a possible license revocation and other administrative penalties. So, Hawk, if you can find that picture, it's in the article that was on MSN. So, if you can pull that and put it up on the website, believe me, people, you have heard me talk about in past shows about my just disdain for people who get behind a wheel, a two-ton piece of metal hurtling down the road under the influence. You can't do it. We've unfortunately reported on tragedies before, so I'm not making light of this at all. But I mean, he just looks silly in that picture. So they release those things.
I think toasted is a really good word.
Is that? Are you looking at it right now?
Yeah.
We'll throw it up on the YouTube.
I'm going to throw it up there.
Okay, attaboy. So let's take our break. When we come back, let's. You know what? I want to get to this story out of Alabama that's breaking right now, out of Shelby County, Alabama. Yay, Alabama is the NIL. No, Alabama is what's going on right now. We're going to tell you about it next right here on The Drive, Sports Animal Eugene, and on the coast, it's Fox Sports Newport.
.1050 AM and 102.9 FM and the SportsAnimalEugene.com. Broadcasting from the Bigfoot Beverages Studios. You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
The next disaster is coming. The time to get ready is now. Make a plan. Identify meetup locations and people you'll need to contact. Put your contact list in your wallet, on your phone, and somewhere visible in your home. Build a kit. Store enough food and water for 3 days. Don't forget your pets. And consider buying a pre-made kit. Keep at least 7 days of medication on hand. Work with your pharmacist and insurance company to secure the extra doses. Make copies of important documents. Keep them on your phone, in the cloud, or on a USB stick. Stay informed. Learn about local hazards. Take courses in CPR and first aid, and sign up for local alert systems. An early warning can give you the time you need to prepare for a fast-moving disaster. Be ready. Learn more at americares.org/send-us-in.
We gather together in communities across the nation to remember and honor, to celebrate and support, to light the night. Join us as we lift our lanterns high in order to move toward a world free of blood cancers. Join us as we light the night for a loved one. Join us. We are the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Our mission is to cure leukemia, lymphoma, Hodgkin's disease, and myeloma. Our aim is to improve the quality of life of patients and their families. Join us. We are LLS, and when we walk, cancer runs. Join your community and help bring light to the darkness of cancer. Join us as we light the night. Find your local event at lightthenight.org. That's lightthenight.org.
We put our lives on the line for our country. We braved the unknown. We did what we were told. And we lit up. Our cigarette packs were as valuable as the packs on our back. Maybe more. At one point, cigarettes were part of our daily ration. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. And boy, we were smoking them. Bumming a smoke was the norm. It was an escape from the reality of dirt, sweat, and forgetting how many days you were so far from home. Never had to worry so long as you had a light, and the smoking lamp was lit. If that was you then, get your lungs screened now. Surviving lung cancer starts with a scan. Learn more at screenyourlungs.org. And thank you for your service. This PSA was made possible by industry funding and guidance from lung cancer patient groups.
Sometimes they're right.
Rest my case.
Sometimes they're wrong.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
But no ears were harmed in the making of their disagreements.
I don't know what we're yelling about.
You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
You know, when I hear that drop of Steve Carell from Anchorman, it just makes me want to watch the movie this weekend.
It's a great movie.
That's
and
so quotable.
Nothing is more true than people, when they have a piece of paper or a teleprompter, they will read exactly what is written. It is so true. Telling you working in broadcasting, that is exactly what happens.
I'm encased in a glass box of emotion. It is The Drive, the Sports Animal, 102.9 FM, 1050 AM. Just having a little fun here. Next hour, kids, Big Bets returns. So your chance to...
We're having fun for now.
we wiped the slate clean, and so everyone starts at 0-0, including you. You can jump in right now if you want. We got no more guests for the rest of the show, so you can be one of our guests. Be our guest, be our guest, be our guest. 541-343-5673. That is the Oregon Man Clinic's hotline. Or if you want to, if you're on the TV side of our show, on the YouTube, on the Twitch, or on X, go ahead and share a comment in there. And if we like it, we're going to read it, or we can just throw it up there and we can read it. But calling in is, I think, preferred for us. 541-343-5673. There is some trouble down south.
Trouble in Little China?
Another Big Trouble in Little China. Kurt Russell movie. Fantastic film.
I got some good references.
Yeah. Yay Alabama is the Alabama Athletics Name, Image, and Likeness Initiative, and the director of content, or should I say the former director of content for Yay Alabama, was arrested on charges of soliciting prostitution in Shelby County, according to court records. So apparently this happened. Along with 14 others, he was arrested, again, innocent until proven guilty, except if you work for Yay Alabama, because he's already been scrubbed from their website. 14 others were taken into custody as well. He did post a $1,000 bond, and this was a part of a human trafficking operation that was undertaken by the Shelby County Drug Enforcement Task Force. So Robert Allen Suttles, 49, was arrested. He'll get his day in court. He was a former Tuscaloosa News sports writer who covered Alabama athletics before he took the role with The Athletic, and then now Yay Alabama, and they've already taken him off the staff page. So they issued a statement saying that his personal conduct unconnected to any Yay Alabama business, and a legal proceeding is pending. Our internal review is ongoing. We have no further comment. So, kids, play within the rules. That's all I can say. So, and I'll just say as well that when you skirt around things and people say, you know, as we do, you say allegedly, innocent until proven guilty, there are organizations that will just simply take the wrong path sometimes, but this time, I think, if there's a preponderance of evidence and, you know, caught red-handed type of thing, right? I don't know if there's much more you could do about it. But, and I know you love anything in the SEC, Justin.
Always.
So there you go.
My favorite conference. That's what I'm going to have written on a hat at some point.
So Oregon Man Clinic's hotline is open for you, 541-343-5673. Oregon Man Clinic's hotline there for you. Next hour, big bets. Next hour as well, Duke and Michigan basketball was called off. You know why? I don't know really all of it yet, but we're going to talk about it next hour. And I do want to talk now about Bryson DeChambeau, because he couldn't just let it go during the Open Championship when he sulked and stormed off because he was penalized 2 strokes for improving his lie. Now, did you see what because you're not the golfing guy. Okay, I'm the golfing guy.
Explain to me, and as a neutral party, I can kind of give my thoughts.
So the rule clearly states that you cannot improve your lie or your swing by moving. So you can move an object that wasn't naturally placed there. So in other words, if like a TV crew puts a stake in the ground because they have a cord running through it, you can move that. Okay. As long as you're not disturbing your ball. It happens more often than people really think. Okay. And then,
so this isn't just like totally random.
Like you can even move a rock if you want. Okay. As long as you don't disturb the ball. So the famous one was, I don't know, was it 10 years ago? There was this massive boulder that was in front of one of Tiger Woods' balls, and literally like 20 people from the gallery came and helped move this boulder out of the way for Tiger so he could have a clear shot.
That was legal?
That was legal, because if it can be moved, if it's an impediment that can be moved, then you can move it. Like you can't come cut a tree down. But if
there's a will, there's a way.
That's right. So the whole idea behind this was Bryson DeChambeau was in the deep rough in the Open, and he behind his ball he walked on the tall grass, because that was where his backswing was going to go. And he did it a couple of different times, like it was a coordinated movement. Well, a rules official got alerted, went over there, and they reviewed the tape, and they were like, nah, you're improving your lie, meaning your backswing, and so it's a 2-shot penalty, which is clearly defined in the rules. Most of the players that were asked about this afterwards, especially when they saw the tape, they said, yeah, that's a rule violation.
I heard that it was pretty clear cut.
It was. And Bryson immediately, since we weren't on the air talking about this, we're going to do it now, is he got all sulky and he said, I'm not, this was after the second round.
He said he wasn't going to play,
He wasn't going to play.
Yeah.
And, he stormed off, didn't talk to the press. And
he's going to take his ball home.
Well, and part of it's because he was frustrated because he got cut in the last 3 majors. This was the last major.
He was hurting your fantasy.
He was killing me because I dropped him because he was just bad.
I kept on hearing about it.
I told you twice. I don't just walk in every day and complain about it. So the long story of this is that he got to his senses and he came back and he played pretty well, but he finished maybe, I think, 3 shots off the win. So he now has come out and said, and he would have, now this is true. He says he would have been right there for the claret jug if he did not receive the 2-shot penalty. Well, no duh. Okay. So his second round score, it was carded at a 66, and then it was later adjusted to a 68 after opening with a 67. And he said he was punished after match officials ruled he improved the area of his backswing, like I said. He was in the mix. He dropped from 2nd to 5th after that because his bogey was turned into a triple bogey, and then he finished the final day at a 72. And Ryan Fox won it, of course, on just an incredible final hole at Royal Birkdale to finish at 10 under. DeChambeau finished 6 shots back at 4 under. But he said the 2-shot penalty played a pivotal role, mainly in his head.
Right. Well,
So
2 strokes is 2 strokes, but
so who's to blame for that?
It sounds like him. So I guess, but my confusion is, so he literally was just walking on grass behind him, behind his ball, where he could basically.
The rough
how
was
tall
like
is his grass?
up to your knees.
Okay. So you can move a rock that 20 people need to move, but you can't step on some grass.
You can't. Yes, you can step on the grass if you're on the side of your ball and you are approaching it, but you can't keep walking behind it to tamp stuff
because
down.
then you can't get a full backswing in.
Right.
It seems a little bit ticky-tack to me, to be honest with you.
Well, it's because you're not a golfer.
It seems like one of those letter of the law. Everything was done the right way, but I don't know. It just maybe don't be able to move a boulder. Then seems like you can't have both of these things.
Yeah, and Coach Mark says Bryson went from being hated to I think he wants to say just likable, then back to hated, and he's getting whiplash. I think that's pretty accurate. So Bryson DeChambeau took his toys and went home. And the other part of this is that he's still a part of LIV, and so he doesn't get to play on any other PGA Tour events except for the majors. So now he went 0 for, well, he finished in the top 10, so he did okay. But that's where, again, I think I've used the word petulant before to describe Bryson DeChambeau. And through YouTube and other viral things that he's done, he's actually become pretty popular.
He is.
And he kind of revamped his image. This does not help him. It just takes it backwards again.
What would you compare this to? Is there another kind of take your ball and go home moment that you would say this is like?
Gosh, that's a great question. I don't have one that I just.
Maybe a good one would.
There's
be
a lot of that in
Isaiah
tennis.
Thomas and the Pistons not shaking hands.
Okay, yeah.
Is there another one that you thought of when I said Isaiah Thomas? Because that sparked something for a second there.
Well, I think there was some. I think in tennis, like when McEnroe had his famous tantrums for things getting called out. Well, that's what I said. I said famous tantrums. I used the plural. I think that's the one that would jump up to mind first because he would literally argue with the chair, the official, at a match, and it would just go on and on and on and on. And he would just keep getting penalized points, and he didn't care. But he was so talented, he could overcome some of that with lesser players.
Well, it seemed like actually sometimes it would get him going, too, a little bit.
Sometimes that self-motivation. I don't think it did for Bryson, though. Obviously
no, it certainly didn't seem like it helped.
And then in the reflective, he's saying it took him backwards. So, all right, time for us to step aside. When we return, let's talk about this Duke thing. Hey, you want to talk? I know you love the beautiful game. Jurgen Klopp is Germany's head coach for now because the media is doing some things that the German national team coach, he no likey so much. We'll talk about that in the next segment as we get ready for the 5 o'clock hour here on The Drive, Sports Animal Eugene, and Fox Sports Newport.
Nothing is too big for the sports animal to handle. That's what she said. You're home for me, Dan Patrick, 6 to 9 a.m. weekdays, and The Drive with Danny, Steve, and Justin from 3 to 6. This is the sports animal.
Break out the boots and cowboy hats. It's going to be a hoedown at Hamlin Sports Complex. For the very first time, the Springfield Drifters are putting on a post-game concert during Country Night on Friday, July 24th. Springfield native Austin Gilbert, who is a contestant on the 28th season of NBC's The Voice, will perform a set with his band that will transform Hamlin into a honky-tonk for the evening. First pitch is scheduled for 5:05 p.m. with the concert taking place following the game's conclusion. Get your tickets today at driftersbaseball.com.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Men like to get the most out of things. We expect results when we hit the gym, and we expect to finish our weekend to-do list. We also expect ourselves to never slow down, even when some things start to get a little harder. Low testosterone levels might be slowing you down. That's when Oregon Man Clinics step in. Sharpen your focus, regain energy levels, and improve your love life with treatment options tailored to you. Get the most out of being a man. Visit us online at our Springfield, Bend, and Albany locations.
Hi, I'm Kevin Love. Sony Pictures Animation's film GOAT is out now, and we've created something special to go with it. Inspired by the film, GOAT Beyond the Game is a free curriculum that gives kids creative ways to support their emotional well-being. Designed to help kids build their confidence, stay focused, and navigate their emotions, the program brings the film's core themes into the classroom through fun activities. These are evidence-based tools that actually work and will help kids discover they have the power to change the game. Visit kevinlovefund.org and download it today for your classroom or family.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it'll take years to get out of debt. Call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 10 million people without destroying your credit. They can reduce your interest rates, lower your total payments up to 50% to get you out of debt fast. For a free consultation, call Consolidated Credit now. The program works.
Call 800-499-4107. 800-499-4107. 800-499-4107.
Consolidated Credit Solutions Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida 33313. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Kansas CSO 0019051. Maryland DM 1492. Oregon DM 892. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation Commission, license number DC83. Service may adversely affect the individual's credit. Non-payment of debt may lead to additional finance charges or collections activity, including legal action. Actual interest rates, length of program, and monthly payment reductions will vary by consumer and creditor. Yours could be higher or lower. Not a loan company. We do not lend money.
1050 AM and 1029 FM and the sportsanimaleugene.com. Broadcasting from the Bigfoot Beverages Studios. You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
Hour number 3 coming up, 5 o'clock hour on a Friday. Thanks for hanging with us as you're maybe driving out of town for a weekend. That would be nice. I'm staying in town this weekend. What are you doing this weekend?
Staying in town.
Yeah. Oh, you have to stay in town.
I know. I have to be here on Saturday.
Okay. I know. Everyone's...
I don't mean to sound so upset. I have to be here on Saturday, but I'm looking forward to it.
You are not.
No. Officially,
the boss is in the room, so it's just like, I'm going to tell about, I'm happy to be here on Saturday for you, Danny.
Hello, folks.
Why is your voice going up so high?
Oh.
Next hour, we'll talk a little about Michael Kim. PJ history.
I think we're going to need to bring in Blaze for this one.
I can do that one standing on my head, dude. Big bets next hour as well. So the last half of the program, we're going to do big bets. We're going to really do it up well.
Do it up big, you might say.
Ginormous. And you can participate on the Oregon Man Clinics hotline at 541-343-5673. Open phones for the rest of the program here on a Friday. This is The Drive. If you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. Yes, we have flipped 102.9 FM and 1050 AM on its head. We are now the Sports Animal. Still Dan Patrick, still Colin Cowherd, still Stu Gatz. We got some cool stuff. I've been talking to some folks behind the scenes. We're going to have some other programming we're going to add back in to the Sports Animal. So hang around. And if you like what you hear, then, drop us a comment. Go to the YouTube, the Twitter, the Twitch, all the other. We are on TikTok, Instagram. Just go Sports Animal EUG. Sports Animal EUG. That's where all the socials are, and that's where our website is. And you can leave us a comment there as well. We'll be happy to read them. I've got 2 stories before we end this hour. One of them involves Germany's head coach, Jurgen Klopp. He starts his tenure as the new German head coach, and he's already threatening to leave the job if the media doesn't respect his family's privacy. So on Friday, Germany unveiled that former Liverpool boss as the replacement for Julian Nagelsmann. And, of course, Germany left the World Cup in a penalty shootout to Paraguay. So Klopp returns to full-time management for the first time of the German team. He was 9 years at Liverpool. I didn't realize he was at Liverpool for that long. That's crazy. And he's got a 4-year contract, which will take him to the next World Cup. And he spoke for more than 45 minutes and made it clear to the media he was taking the role out of national pride, not because he needed to get back into soccer. And here's the direct quote. If you think at any point you all think it's not enough for just 1 or 2 to feel this way, that I should leave, I will leave without severance pay.
This feels like a very extremely German thing to do.
If you go after my family, don't leave them alone. I will leave.
I feel like you would say that to somebody.
Yeah, I probably would. You come after my family, I'm gone. That's it.
But he brought it up kind of like out of nowhere, right? It wasn't like something happened, right?
I don't.
But you know what it speaks to? It speaks to the tenor of
the pressure.
Yeah.
Of the job, and
100%.
for the Germans to get back into relevance, into getting into a semi or a final in the World Cup.
Jurgen Klopp just threw down an egg to walk on eggshells.
Well, I think Colin Cowherd said this pretty well when he was talking about how Americans view the World Cup and why can't we be more competitive? And there was one country where he said they had a 100-year plan to win the World Cup because it doesn't just happen overnight.
Right.
Well, the Germans are already there for the most part. They've just fallen off in the last 3. So,
well, I don't know what the numbers are, but like for instance, the Netherlands, there's more people playing soccer in the U.S. than the Netherlands. So it doesn't have anything to do with how many people are playing.
It's the quality.
It's the quality. It's the infrastructure. I think there's a lot of comparisons between college football and world soccer. And just like college football, we saw this with Colorado, with Deion Sanders. And he just went to Colorado. They were the worst program the year before. And he just said, no, we're about to win a national championship year 1. And it just doesn't work that way. You just can't do that. Even if even with the transfer portal and all that stuff, it just doesn't work out that way. They got a couple guys, but it just takes years and years of building and creating these avenues for your program or team to just improve. And I think it also starts at the youth level. So I think in Germany, for them, what they're doing is bad. I mean, but if the United States had the success of what Germany has, I think it's a totally different conversation.
Well, I know we have top of the hour coming up, and we'll get to the Duke-Michigan kerfuffle that's happening. And we haven't even gotten to football yet. We're going to already talk about college basketball. How about that? That's how we pivot here on The Drive. Stay tuned. Hour number 3, Big Bets Hour. Next hour, your phone calls. 541-343-5673. Baby J, myself, and Vegas and
Don't
Puck.
change the channel. Your radio might explode. Okay, not but you miss a minute of The Drive, you might miss something, well, spectacular.
How we go?
The Drive is back on 102.9 FM and 1050 AM. The Sports Animal.
At Sun Automotive, we are changing the image of the automotive industry. Our country depends upon cars and trucks. And our automotive technicians are the essential workers that keep families safe and businesses moving. At Sun Automotive, being an automotive technician isn't a plan B. It's a future and an important career that challenges you to grow and gives you the satisfaction of keeping people safe and on the road. For the best service under the sun, come to Sun Automotive.
It kind of sneaks up on you.
You're more tired than you should be, a little less focused, a little less motivated. Maybe you've gained a little weight. It's normal. A lot of men experience it, but that doesn't mean you have to live with it. At Hale Men's Clinic, personalized testosterone therapy can help you restore your energy, your clarity, your edge. Real solutions, real results. Hale Men's Clinic. Feel good now. Curious about your levels? Walk into Hale Men's Clinic in Eugene, Bend, or Roseburg for your free testosterone test today. More info at halemensclinic.com.
They are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Even though the weather is getting warmer, many people in our community are still vulnerable and need your help. Raven, Radical Assistance for Vulnerable Eugene Neighbors, is seeking donations to help those who need it most. Raven is asking for help with water bottles, raincoats, socks, shoes, blankets, tarps, and camping gear, or even a direct cash donation. Donations can be made at Raven distribution sites or via GoFundMe. For more information, visit our website, raveneugene.org. That's RAVEN, Eugene.org.
This is a Sports Animal Sports Bite.
I'm Blaze Winston. News from the NCAA Division I board. The committee does not have any plans to change their age-based eligibility rules. This case has been ongoing with some athletes going to court in an attempt to extend their college career. However, the NCAA has said they will no longer consider extensions for athletes who are injured, as well as athletes whose eligibility expired by spring of 2026 will not be allowed a fifth year of competition under the new rules that come into play this fall. NFL rookie signing news, quarterback Drew Aller signed his deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Aller was the 70th overall pick in the third round after 4 seasons at Penn State. With the addition of Aller, the Steelers quarterback room stands at 4. Former Dallas Cowboys quarterback and current CBS NFL broadcast member Tony Romo was arrested last night in Milwaukee on suspicion of operating while under the influence. Romo reportedly performed poorly on the standard field sobriety test and later was taken into custody for an OWI book and released after. Sports Bites every hour, and whenever news breaks, follow us at sportsanimalEUG.com. I'm Blaze Winston.
KORE, Springfield, Eugene. I'm Steve Mims. You can listen to me on The Drive weekdays from 3 to 6 on the Sports Animal Eugene.
You missed any of the program, you can relive it. That's the wonderful thing about the intraweb. You can subscribe to our podcast wherever you get your podcast or your music, Spotify, iHeart, Amazon, Apple, Podverse, RSS. We're there. And we'll be up with that program as soon as Vegas uploads it after we're done with the show. And then also we're on the YouTube, we're on the Twitter, we're on the Twitch. So that's video, and we can wave to the kids. Hi. You can comment there, and we'll throw some of them up there, and otherwise we'll just read and chuckle to ourselves. And yeah, that's the way it works here. So this hour is a revival because it's our first week on the new show, the new station, because we are new. We have some old things. We got some new things like this show, which is a 3-hour program now, 3 to 6 every day. We call it The Drive. And the station has now been rebranded the Sports Animal because we're ferocious like that. Now we're just all big teddy bears. 102.9 FM, 1050 AM in Eugene and up and down the Willamette Valley, on the web as well at sportsanimalEUG.com. So, and we did it simply because all you got to do is type in sportsanimalEUG and you can find us on every single social. And nobody else has got that. So it's pretty easy. We jump right up to the top of the search engine. So, and thanks you for the people who are watching and listening to us online. We do appreciate it. So this hour is going to be Big Bets. Now, if you've never been a part of this program before, and I imagine most of you have not because we are way later than we normally would be, is Big Bets is kind of fun. We pick 5 games, and they're all baseball. Now, this is when it gets really fun when it gets to football season. Okay, I'm just telling you. But Coquel Casino and Resort, a great supporter of ours here on the Sports Animal, has helped us with this, and they've given us the prizes. So if we win $100 to South Coast Special Olympics in everybody's name, if you win, then the one person who wins will get a 2-night stay at Coquel Casino and Resort and $100 on your player's card. You got to be 21. You can't use it for sports betting, but you can use it for everything else down there. And they have really done a lot of work. They have like a big cigar room down there now. They have like whiskey. You can make your own whiskey. They have a cask club down there. If everybody in Oregon knows what Heritage Distillery is, you'll know that. And they partnered up with Heritage for their cask club. So I got to say that very slowly. So that's what we got coming up this hour. And if you missed earlier, Angie Machado was in the first hour and Isaac Streeter in the second. So Michael Kim was in the news. I'm going to get to the Duke, Michigan story in a second. Michael Kim shot a 12 under 59 today at the 3M Open. The first sub-60 round of golf in this season, the 16th in PGA Tour history. 12 birdies, no bogeys. I can't even shoot that well in my sleep. Like, I can't even dream about doing a round like that. And I'm playing this weekend up at Stone Creek. 4 consecutive birdies on the back nine, sealed the score. He holed out a 24-foot birdie putt to break 60, and he set the new course record at TPC Twin Cities. So, Baby J, there's always a joke when you go out and play golf, is when you're standing on the first tee, and especially if there's like a guy that's a starter or a marshal, and you go, hey, Marshall, said, what's the course record? Because you're never going to get to the course record. But what's the course record? Right. You'll be able to beat it. Well, he just shot the course record. Wow. TPC. That is a heck of a golf course, too. He had just averaged 1.2 putts. So every time he got on the green, he pretty much knocked it down. And by the way, in 2026, no wins and 1 top 10 finish. But he is in contention. So congratulations, Michael Kim. Keep it going, buddy.
Can I talk about a story that just came across my headline that I think you'd be interested in?
Got it.
This is from the Associated Press and ESPN. It's from Ed Policy, the Packers their CEO and president, just inducted this season. Basically talking about how the Packers were operating on a loss for the first time in a non-COVID year since 1990. And it was basically expressing concern for this is the only publicly owned franchise, and basically saying that they're going to have to make some changes because they're going to have to focus on revenue generation because they're not able to bring in right now what these other teams are able to do, which is basically say, well, we'll sell off 5-10% of our share in the team
to raise revenue.
And to raise revenue.
Can't do it.
So I thought this was interesting. It's a little scary, obviously, as a Packer fan too, but $753 million in revenues, $754.1 million in expenses. And so revenues are up 4.7%, but expenditures increased by 18.7%. So I think that's kind of notable. And this is one of the most, I guess, in terms of sports stories, I think the fact that the Packers are a publicly owned team, I think, is like right up in the top for me. It's just such a feel-good story about this team that you don't have to worry about an owner. Like, there's no Tom Dunman situation. This is the city's team, So,
thank God.
What do you think about that?
Well, here's what I think. I think the Packers, in the very unique situation that they find themselves in, as the only major sports franchise that is not owned by
in the world, right? I mean,
I'm not sure about that. There might be others. Unless
at least in North America.
Okay, I would go that extent. Okay, but yeah,
I don't know of any other ones.
Well, I know, but the thing is, we might find one and then we're wrong. So
call into the Oregon Man Clinics hotline at 541-343-5673 if you know of another one.
Okay, so getting to your point though, is that listen, the last time I think Green Bay got into a situation where they needed to raise cash is they would sell stock. And so
it was Bob Harlan, right? He kind of saved the team.
Well, and that's the last time that they had a stock offering. And I think it was like 2000. I want to say it was like 2016 or something like that. 2000.
Right. When did you get yours?
I'm trying to think because it was the last time that was offered is when my wife Deborah bought me a share. So I'm a shareholder.
And you would describe it as the most precious thing you own, right?
Yeah, because I don't.
I'm not saying that facetiously.
No, I mean, I know. I'm just trying to frame
make fun
this.
Of it, though.
Yeah, I mean, but the most important thing in my life is my wife and my children.
I didn't say that.
Okay, I know, but most precious, because I don't own them. So believe me, I know.
My wording, I think, was pretty good. You just have to think about it. But I appreciate that.
I know. That's why I looked up and I was thinking about it for a second. So no, but I just think that's the easiest route they could do is just because so when I say I'm a shareholder in their stock, it's not worth the paper it's even printed on. Okay,
of course not.
It's worth a penny. They can recall it back anytime they want. You don't have any choice, and all that allows you to do is to get cool things like I'm a shareholder merch and go to the shareholders meeting. So I get 4 tickets every year to go to Lambeau Field, and I have yet to be able to take advantage of it. One of my life dreams is to be able to go back to a shareholders meeting. I've been to Lambeau Field, but I have not been there as a quote unquote owner. So I don't know if I'd feel different about it, but you get special access. So great. I think that's the easiest route for them. It's really the only route unless they start raising prices on things.
Well, and this is something that's interesting, too, that it relates to our conversation with George Reister that we had the other day. The Packers still have no plan to sell the naming rights to Lambeau Field, which you've seen a lot of teams do. So that's, I think, one of those things that they might end up putting themselves in a box, right? If they're going to cut off all these revenue generating ideas, right? If you're not going to be able to sell any equity for the team, you're not going to do any naming rights, which, by the way, I don't want them to do that. I would love for them to figure it out some other way. It does seem like this sort of stock, what is it technically called when you're buying the...
You're buying stock.
I mean, but
you're buying shares. You're selling shares.
Of the ownership of the team?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then basically they have to do that more, right? I mean, that's the only thing they can do.
Well, I mean, if you don't want to go the route of start putting patches on uniforms and helmets,
that's what I'm saying.
They don't want to touch the uniform. They don't want to touch the field,
which is respectable.
So the other trick through this, and the other problem that Green Bay, because it is unique in this respect, is that it's hard to get there. It's kind of like Buffalo. It's not easy to get to Green Bay.
It's Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Yeah, and they're not moving the team either. Right. So you got to figure out another way to be able to push merch as well. So but all of that is revenue share anyway. It all goes into one big bucket for everyone, and then it's pushed out.
Right.
And
they got like
revenue,
$450 million or whatever it was from revenue generation.
That's the pickle that they're in. But that's the pickle any franchise is in. It's just unique to Green Bay because they don't have a owner with pockets that they can dip into. And owners, when the pockets get too dry, then they sell the team with somebody with deeper pockets, and then it starts all over again. So I think you'll see pretty short order that they will be announcing a share sale, and that's because that'll raise more than $1 million. I guarantee you that. I think the last offering when they did
they need more than $1 million.
Well, I mean, I think the last time they offered it, and they only sell a limited amount. It's not unlimited. I think they raised somewhere in you might look it up. I think it was. I'm gonna quote in my head. I'm thinking of somewhere between $15 and $20 million. That's the number that's stuck in my head. I don't know if that's accurate or not. So, I mean, it's tricky. That is very, very tricky. All right, so...
Wow, it is a very big number.
Okay, so it was much more than
It's actually more recent than you remember as well.
Okay, then tell me.
So it's 2022.
Okay, so that's probably why I don't remember this, because I wasn't a part of it. So how much was it?
$65 million.
Okay, well, that's better then. So that's all they need to do. If they have the deficit like that, that's what they're going to do. Because, again, unless you're a Packer fan, it's a worthless piece of paper.
I think I might have $300.
That's what it was.
I might get to be an owner now.
And that's the other thing, is that was the exact price that we got it for, or my wife got it for. And that was back again in the 2010s. So
that was almost 180,000 new shareholders.
Okay. And I think they cap it because they have a revenue number that they want to hit, and that's how many they release to be able to get there, right?
You must have done it in 2011.
Okay, that's what it was. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And before, so it's interesting. So 2011 was before 2022. The one before that was 1997. The one before that was
way back
in 1950.
Yeah. So they found a revenue source. So
right.
That's
they figured it out.
Okay. So let's switch over quickly before we got to run up against a break here. The highly anticipated December 21st non-conference men's basketball game between Duke and Michigan. I know you had that circled on your calendar, Baby J. It's been called off. Why? Well, let's tell you. There was a misinterpretation of the broadcast rights, which forced both sides to try and move it from the scheduled place at Madison Square Garden to Lone Depot Park, which is the home of the Miami Marlins. The broadcast rights issues, though, still remain, and the parties could not come to an agreement. So they said, we're not going to play the game.
They said, we're calling Texas Tech.
So Duke is now playing Texas Tech at MSG. Of course, a rematch of last year's 82-81 win at MSG, almost exactly a year ago from when they're going to play this game, December 21st.
I'll take Michigan.
Who's Michigan playing? I haven't gotten that far down in.
Or Duke, sorry.
You're going to take Duke?
I'll take Duke.
It didn't say who Michigan is going to.
What they're going to do instead?
I don't know what they're going to do with that. So I mean, they'll find a game. I know that. There is an agreement between Duke and Amazon. It represents the company's first foray into broadcasting live collegiate sports. Prime Video is going to exclusively present 3 Duke neutral site non-conference games per season moving forward.
Can we just stop? Can we just
see? I knew I was going to find something that was going to irritate
live sports. It's just ridiculous.
I knew I was going to find something that irritates
It's like the Netflix now has all this MLB stuff. I said that I wasn't an angry person the other day.
You sounded pretty angry right now.
Anger. It's just different than real life anger. No, but it's ridiculous, right? Because then you're going to have everything. I don't have Amazon Prime right now. I wouldn't be able to watch this.
Well, you have to have a friend who's got it then.
Well, they start to get better about that.
Okay. All right.
They're cracking down.
Other side of the break, we'll have the phones open. So we threw a lot of topics out there. You want to hop on? We'll give you one more segment of open phones before we have big bets at the bottom of the hour. So go ahead and get in line on the Oregon Man Clinics hotline at 541-343-5673. More of The Drive returns on the Sports Animal.
.1050 AM, 102.9 FM, and the SportsAnimalEugene.com. Other stations can say they cover the Ducks and Beavers, but we bring the receipts. You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
Summer adventures are waiting, and at Kendall Chevrolet GMC of Eugene, we're here to help get you road trip ready with new summer savings. Save $10,000 off MSRP on a new 2026 GMC Sierra 3500 Denali Ultimate Crew Cab 4x4 and get 4.9% APR. Lease a new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 LT 4x4 at just $394 per month for 36 months with $2,999 cash or trade equity due at signing. Plus, get an additional $2,500 in discounts available for current Chevrolet lessees. Stop by Kendall Chevrolet GMC of Eugene and save today. Kendall, let's start something great.
VIN number TF249826 and TZ419699. $0 security deposit based on 10,000 miles per year. See lease posting at Kendall Chevrolet GMC or call 877-371-8620 for complete lease details. All financing on approved credit. Price does not include title, registration, or tax. Subject to prior sales. See dealer for details. Offer expires 7/31/26.
Yeah. Can you pass me a Baja?
A what?
Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Try it. It's tropical at first. Then the lime flavor hits.
Oh, okay. That's crisp. Tastes like vacation.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And it's mine now.
Have a Baja Blast.
Enjoy cool savings on Mountain Dew fountain drinks all summer long. Any size for just $1.50 at participating convenience stores.
We live and work right here in Eugene, so we understand what matters most: family, community, and the confidence of having a plan that fits your life. Your Eugene area Edward Jones advisors get to know you, your goals, your family, and what feeling secure means to you. Together, we'll help you make sense of your financial picture so you can move forward with clarity and confidence. Your Eugene area Edward Jones advisors. Let's start the conversation. To locate the Edward Jones financial advisor nearest you, visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Small businesses are the heart of America. Like you, these entrepreneurs started out with a dream and a drive to build a better life. If you have a small business idea to grow or challenge to face, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1964, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses. Today, they are the nation's largest nonprofit source of expert mentoring, resources, and education. Whether you're starting out, building back, or have worked at it for years, SCORE will match you with specialized mentors. Our thousands of volunteers provide the guidance and connections you need for free. Your success is waiting. SCORE is ready to help. Find a mentor today at SCORE.org.
Sometimes they're right.
Rest my case.
Sometimes they're wrong.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
But no ears were harmed in the making of their disagreements.
I don't know what we're yelling about.
You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
Open phones for you right now on The Drive. Last segment for Big Bets. 541-343-5673. Thanks for tuning into The Drive on the all-new Sports Animal Eugene and out on the coast, Fox Sports Newport. I'm Danny. That right over there is Justin. In Studio B, it's Blaze and Dom. Yeah, we got the whole crew here. We've got we're one shy of a starting five. We need a little bit more height, so we need a center. There's some candidates out there.
We got a small ball 5, I think, with Blaze.
I thought I'd be more the general manager. I don't think I'd see the floor. So we need 2 more players, I think. So the Big Bets segment coming. If you've never played Big Bets before, I'm going to explain it to you very simply. Is you call the Oregon Man Clinics hotline at 541-343-5673. Don't do it until about 40 to the hour, 40 after the hour, because we're going to pick out the games first, and then you will call up and then you pick against us. If you beat us, whoever has the best score, then you will win a 2-night stay, $100 on your player's card to Coquel Casino and Resort. They're going to call you up. You don't have to do a bunch of paperwork, whatever. You do have to have a player's card, and you got to be 21. Those are the only stipulations. And then they'll book the room for you, and it's absolutely gorgeous down there, and especially this time of the year. You're not going to have any smoke. You're going to be right down there. Well, maybe you bring smoke with you, but you go down and you play around on the coast. Go catch a crab, go eat some scallops and have a good time down at Coquel Casino Resort. And, there might be a little money exchange going on there. Who knows? We win, though. It's $100 to South Coast Special Olympics. So we like it. Everybody wins, and that's the way we like it here on the Sports Animal. So what were we going to talk? Oh, yeah, I know what we were talking about.
I'm putting on my battle armor.
No, so
I'm
here's
getting my defenses ready.
So I was having a very nice conversation with our good friend, the mayor of Rip City, Travis Demers, last night, and we were talking fairly late. I mean, he's, how I like to get to bed a little early.
Yeah.
Well, Travis kept me up a little bit later than I wanted to last night.
Me and Travis, that's a little bit of a tongue twister. Texted
Travis
about
and I.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably the more grammatically correct way to say it. We've texted before at like 11, 12, 1 in the morning before. So
yeah,
he's up late like
he is. Well, I think that's probably the nature of what he does, because I remember when I call games, I am like wired up because of the adrenaline of when you're calling a game on radio or TV.
Yeah, you can't just go to bed.
No, it never has happened. So I can understand why, he gets done with a game at 10 o'clock at night, why he'd still be up. And he still has to drive home or get back to the hotel or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, ding, 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 ding. So,
right.
So we were talking, and you came up again because we were throwing. Again, I am a guy that likes to throw out quotes and things, and just random things that pop into my head, and I'll throw them out. And a lot of them are based on movies that I've watched. And so we got talking. We were throwing back and forth stuff from Caddyshack and from The Natural, and so. He says, do you do this with Justin? I say, I can't do some of these things with Justin because he hasn't seen half the movies.
Probably more. I have seen some, though. I was looking up some of the Ultimate Sports Classics. Haven't seen Rocky. Sorry.
Are you kidding me?
I didn't know. I've seen a lot of the quotes, though. And, okay,
you haven't seen Rocky?
I have to defend myself. I have to defend myself here.
Well, you don't have to.
My mom is a film professor, okay?
Yes.
So I have been indoctrinated into, like, those types of films since I was young. My mom never cared about sports movies, so I got whatever she cared about, right? I had my sports, and then I had all the films that were, like, silent films.
Do you understand what profession you're in?
I do understand what profession I'm in. But the thing about sports movies that I don't like a lot of the time, not all of them are like this, but I feel like they're very unrealistic. Even the ones that are sort of realistic, I feel like there's this sort of fakeness to them. And so there's some great quotes, there's some funny movies, but I don't know. I love live action that's real for sports. That's what I love about sports.
That's what I'm saying. So that's the difference for you, is that a sports movie can't be dramatic or contrived or made up. It has to be.
It doesn't hit the same.
Steeped in facts. That's what you want. So you want to watch a documentary.
Too many cliches. No, I want to watch live sports.
Okay, so you don't want to watch. So that's your aversion to watching any sports movie.
I'd rather watch live sports.
But I'm telling you, brother, Major League Caddyshack.
I know.
A League of Their
I have
Own.
seen Caddyshack.
Okay, so you've seen some of them.
I've seen A League of Their Own. That's a great movie.
Okay, so what? So there's nothing wrong
The
with
Sandlot's good as well.
that. Okay, that's totally made up.
What do you mean made up?
The Sandlot is totally made up.
I'm not saying so I'm not saying every single movie is like that. But in general, that's sort of where my my trepidation has been.
The Scout with Brendan Fraser and I'm blanking on him. Albert Brooks. Fantastic movie. Funny. Brendan Fraser was on that arc where he had just made a couple of movies with
The
Pauly
Mummy?
Shore, and then he made The Mummy after this movie.
Love The Mummy.
And the one with Clint Eastwood and Amy Adams.
The Curveball one?
Yeah.
Trouble with the Curve?
Trouble with the Curve. It's a good movie.
Never seen it.
Dude.
I'm about to get strangled.
No, you're not. It's just, it's sad to me because there are so many.
I think I would like these movies, basically.
So Hilary Swank and Clint Eastwood. Baby. The
$1 Million Baby?
Yeah. Huh?
$1 Million Baby?
$1 Million Baby.
You like how I know all these?
Because you're reading the list right now. You've got the list in front of you is why. But I've seen all these movies.
Yeah.
The Pride of the Yankees, Bang the Drum Slowly, Brian's Song. It's about Brian Piccolo from the Chicago Bears and his relationship with Gale Sayers. Brian Piccolo, played by James Caan, the late great James Caan, who was diagnosed with leukemia in the prime of his young career, and the relationship that they had is a fantastic movie. And you're missing out. I want you to feel.
I heard Creed's good.
Some of what?
Creed.
Never seen it.
Really? There you go.
I haven't said I've seen all the movies.
I heard it's great.
Yeah. See, I tell you, I hung in there with all the Rocky stuff until we got to 4, and then I just kind of checked out. It was just like, okay, enough already. It was just like, I got through Clubber Lang, and then I got, through the Russian. I was out.
Well,
after that.
what I've heard is that I'm gonna have a list put together for me, and that'll make it easier for me because I can just check off a movie on a list, and I will get there.
Can I give you 5 off the air? I'll give you 5 movies that I would like you to try and watch by the end of the year.
All right, that's a good timeline.
See, I'm not going to be Ivan Drago.
I'll watch one a month.
Oh yeah, see, I just said the Russian. I'm blanking on the name. That's because I didn't like the movie, Coach. That's why. It was just like, gosh. I did try though. I tried hard. After I got to like Rocky 3, and I got halfway through Rocky 4, and I was like, nah, I'm out. Like Tommy Morrison was in one as Rocky's, estranged. I think it was estranged son or something, and and then.
Well, what movie sequel is good, let alone the 4th? There's some good sequels.
Some of the Police Academy movies were pretty good. If I just like dumb movies, I couldn't hang in with Anchorman 2 for all the way.
It was supposed to be awful.
It was not that great. That's where Will Ferrell needed to leave it alone, because Anchorman was just the best. So
and now we always have Anchorman.
We diverted off that topic. All right, so let's take our final break.
No.
Yeah. Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me take our final break of this half hour, because when we come down to the bottom of the hour, it's time for us with our brand new big bets. You and I, Blaze. Dom needs to be involved as well. I would think we could. And I've got Goose's picks, even though we have in memoriam for Steve Mims. He'll be back on Monday. He's fine. He's in Central Oregon playing with the family. And then we'll take a break, and then we'll open the phones for you in the Oregon Man Clinic's hotline at 541-343-5673. You're locked into The Drive on the all-new Sports Animal.
.1050 AM and 102.9 FM and the SportsAnimalEugene.com. Broadcasting from the Bigfoot Beverages Studios. You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
The next disaster is coming. The time to get ready is now. Make a plan. Identify meetup locations and people you'll need to contact. Put your contact list in your wallet, on your phone, and somewhere visible in your home. Build a kit. Store enough food and water for 3 days. don't forget your pets. And consider buying a pre-made kit. Keep at least 7 days of medication on hand. Work with your pharmacist and insurance company to secure the extra doses. Make copies of important documents. Keep them on your phone, in the cloud, or on a USB stick. Stay informed. Learn about local hazards. Take courses in CPR and first aid. And sign up for local alert systems. An early warning can give you the time you need to prepare for a fast-moving disaster. Be ready. Learn more at americares.org/send-us-in.
We gather together in communities across the nation to remember and honor, to celebrate and support, to light the night. Join us as we lift our lanterns high in order to move toward a world free of blood cancers. Join us as we light the night for a loved one. Join us. We are the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Our mission is to cure leukemia, lymphoma, Hodgkin's disease, and myeloma. Our aim is to improve the quality of life of patients and their families. Join us. We are LLS, and when we walk, cancer runs. Join your community and help bring light to the darkness of cancer. Join us as we light the night. Find your local event at lightthenight.org. That's lightthenight.org.
We put our lives on the line for our country. We braved the unknown. We did what we were told. And we lit up. Our cigarette packs were as valuable as the packs on our back. Maybe more. At one point, cigarettes were part of our daily ration. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. And boy, we were smoking 'em. Bumming a smoke was the norm. It was an escape from the reality of dirt, sweat, and forgetting how many days you were so far from home. Never had to worry so long as you had a light, and the smoking lamp was lit. If that was you then, get your lungs screened now. Surviving lung cancer starts with a scan. Learn more at screenyourlungs.org. And thank you for your service. This PSA was made possible by industry funding and guidance from lung cancer patient groups.
Sometimes they're right.
Rest my case.
Sometimes they're wrong.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
But no ears were harmed in the making of their disagreements.
I don't know what we're yelling about.
You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
It's The Drive. Sports Animal Eugene on the coast for you. Fox Sports Newport 92.7 out there, KNZU. Here in the Valley, it's 102.9 FM, 1050 AM. That's how you're listening to us right now. If you're over the air, if you're watching us on the YouTube, hello. Thanks for the dozens of you that are out there doing that. You can find us through all the socials at Sports Animal EUG. Just type that in, and all of a sudden your screen's going to be populated with all the different ways you can get a hold of us. All right, let's play some big bets. Why don't we?
Big winners and participation trophies for the rest. Time to play big bets on The Drive.
You can do it!
Presented by Coquel Casino and Resort.
All right, so here's how the game's played. We're going to pick 5 games, all baseball, all tomorrow, okay? And tiebreaker as well. So the tiebreaker is going to be the total number of runs between Seattle and Texas. That's one of the games. We'll do that pick last. We get the most right. The South Coast Special Olympics gets $100. If you, the listener, gets the most right, and you're the winner with the tiebreaker, if it comes into play, you win a 2-night stay. $100 on your player's card, courtesy of our good friends at Coquel Casino and Resort. They got a big food fest going on, cart food, you know, the food cart thing, and also tribute bands all day long on the 7th, 8th, and 9th of August. So I love me some good tribute bands. And you get $5 will get you in for the music. So put that one on your calendar down there on the coast. All right, here we go. Ready, Baby J?
I'm ready.
You ready, guys in the Studio B?
We're ready.
All right,
Dom's
here we
getting
go.
his camera set up, and we're ready.
We don't need Dom's camera. Just tell him put the microphone on. It's going to go with that fast. I don't need his camera.
You don't want to see his pretty face?
No, I don't want to see his pretty face. Let's start out with you, Baby J. Toronto and Boston.
All right. And these are all games tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I said. Tomorrow.
I am going to go with Toronto. I think this is going to be the start of the Red Sox slide. You guys are in on the Red Sox. I am not. So I say Toronto.
Goose says Boston. What say you, Blaze?
I'm with Boston. I think
Boston.
they're up 3-0 right now. I think it's going to continue, and I think Justin is completely wrong.
Big surprise.
Yeah, it's a pokey. All right, Hawk, what do you think?
I like Boston. They're the hottest team in baseball. I think it rides into October.
This seems tough for me. I kind of want to side with the minority on this.
Do it.
I'll do it. Toronto Island.
No, I'm going to leave you on Toronto Island, Baby J. I'm going to go with Boston.
Let's go.
Cincinnati, St. Louis. We'll start with Hawk.
St. Louis.
Blaze.
Give me Cincinnati.
I will go with the St. Louis Cardinal. Goose is going with St. Louis.
Oh,
leaves you with Baby J.
Just making it easy for me. Hunter Green's on the mound for the Reds. Cardinals are not playing as well recently.
Cincy.
Yeah, Cincy. Give me Cincy.
A little NL Central matchup. We head to the longer Subway Series. The Yankees against the Phillies. Goose says Philadelphia. I will take Philly as well, just because I want to see the reaction through the screen. Dom.
I wrote down New York, and then I quickly thought the city of Philadelphia is on fire right now. The GOAT is in Philadelphia.
You think it's going to transfer over to the baseball team is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're taking the Phillies. I'm going to let Blaze go last. Baby J.
We know Blaze is going to take
I know he's got it, so. Come on, you going to make it a clean sweep and put him on Yankee Island?
Yeah, I hate the Yankees, sure.
I want to be a part of it. New York, New York.
Sing it, baby.
Yankees.
Yeah. Chicago, Pittsburgh, Cubs, Pirates, and right now they're playing and
1-1.
1-1. This one's the matchup of Skeens and Imanaga, right?
Ooh. I think so.
Yeah. So I will start it out. Now, Cubs have been scuffling a little bit, but I believe in my Cubbies on the road against Pittsburgh. I'm not afraid of the Pirates.
I'm surprised you picked this game because it means that we know who we're going to pick.
Yeah,
I'm going to, of course, go with the
Well, that's why I had St. Louis in here, too, because I knew who Goose was going to pick. This is all set up, man. Blaze, what do you think?
See, I'm going to pick the Cubs for different reasons than you or Baby J are probably going to pick them. I'm picking the Cubs because I think Imanaga is going to deal. And I think he can actually beat Skeens out in this certain game, in this matchup specifically. So I'm taking Cubs.
I like the way you think. It is The Drive. We are almost done with our picks, and we'll take a break, and then we'll open up the phones for you. So if you want to get ready, call the Oregon Man Clinics hotline at 541-343-5673. Dom, one last pick here for you. Chicago, Pittsburgh. Who are you taking?
I wish my camera was on. I've been shaking my head with all the picks. Paul Skeens is on the mound. You don't go against Paul Skeens. I got the Pirates. I honestly think the Pirates win big.
He's
tomorrow,
not
too.
undefeated.
Yeah, he's having a terrible season for him.
Okay, so you're
a
taking
terrible season at what? Like
so
it's not has a 1.8 ERA. Like
You're
the
trying
last
350.
three.
You're taking the Pirates, right?
Pirates big.
Okay. Pirates big. I'm going to write that down.
Yeah.
Here. Big, he said. All right, this is our tiebreaker game as well. So I want the winner, and then I want total runs, and we start with Vegas.
Mariners. Ryan Wu. Come on. 7 runs.
I can't pick 7. Goose has already picked 7.
Goose is cheating once again. What a surprise.
It's total runs.
Let's say 8 runs. No. 6. 6 runs. 6 runs. That finalized.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer, 6
I
runs.
feel like
Low scoring game.
Who wants to be a millionaire here? So 6 runs. You know, I am writing in pen, so now I have to keep scratching things out. Okay, 6. That's it. Final answer.
Final
Dom,
answer.
What do you think?
I was gonna go with 6. Oh, sorry. I like the Rangers, and Blaze took 6. I'm gonna go 5.
So we have 7, 6, and 5 off the board. I'll allow you to go next, Baby J, and I'll go last. Well, I mean, because all the numbers are being taken up, so I'm kind of getting painted in the corner. That's
well, I'm
why
not going to pick a number that you guys are going to pick anyways.
Seattle and Texas, who wins?
I go Seattle, and I'm going to go with lucky number 13.
Oh, yeah, so 7-6 or
6-7.
I was not asking you to do that. It's in Texas. Texas. I will go with 9. Okay. Everybody's picks are in. So let's review the Boston-Toronto. I took Boston. So did Goose. So did Blaze. So did Dom. Baby J's on Toronto Island. St. Louis, Cincinnati. Pretty even splits. 3 of us took St. Louis. Myself, Goose, and Dom. Baby J and Vegas are on Cincinnati. Philly, the Yankees. No big surprise as Vegas is on Staten Island.
I love it.
With the Yankees. Everyone else has got Philadelphia. Chicago, Pittsburgh. Again, Goose and Dom on the Pirates just because Goose hates picking the Cubs, especially in this form.
It's gamesmanship.
Totally. Doc, Baby J, and Blaze take the Cubs, as I talked to myself in the third person. And Seattle, Texas, Baby J, Goose, Blaze have Seattle. Dom and I are on Texas. Highest run total is 13. Lowest is 5. All right. Take a break. Back with your calls as you play against us on Coquel Casino and Resorts Big Bets here on the Sports Animal.
Don't change the channel. Your radio might explode. Okay, not really. But you miss a minute of the drive, you might miss something, well, spectacular.
On we go.
The Drive is back on 102.9 FM and 1050 AM. The Sports Animal.
Bigfoot, summer's here.
Yep.
Which means everyone is heading outdoors searching for Bigfoot.
Ha, good luck.
Camping?
Yep.
Fishing?
Yep.
River trips?
Yep.
So if someone wants to find Bigfoot this summer, where should they look?
Not telling.
Oh, come on.
Nope.
Fine. What's the one thing that'll bring you out of hiding?
Aw, Foresters.
Big burgers, all-day breakfast, cold drinks, and a patio that's perfect after a day outdoors. Foresters Bar and Grill. Big portions, big flavor.
Bigfoot approved.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Hi, this is Drew from Dalton Carpet on West 11th in Eugene. Dalton Carpet is family owned and operated and proud to serve you for 30 years. Now more than ever, someone you know is walking on a Dalton floor. Do you have a flooring project? Get your summer off to a new start. Lane County's best selection with hundreds of rolls of carpet and thousands of feet of click-together flooring on display and in stock right now at unbeatable prices. Come see us today at Dalton Carpet, right here on West 11th in Eugene.
Oregon. This is our home. From its wide Pacific shore to its majestic peaks and open desert, this state has it all. But one careless spark could take all of this away. Whether you're at home, at play, or on the job, the power and responsibility of wildfire is in your hands. Please, keep Oregon green.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it'll take years to get out of debt. Call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 10 million people without destroying your credit. They can reduce your interest rates, lower your total payments up to 50% to get you out of debt fast. For a free consultation, call Consolidated Credit now. The program works.
Call 800-499-4107. 800-499-4107. 800-499-4107.
Consolidated Credit Solutions Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida 33313. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Kansas CSO 0019051. Maryland DM 1492. Oregon DM 892. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation Commission, license number TC83. Service may adversely affect the individual's credit. Non-payment of debt may lead to additional finance charges or collections activity, including legal action. Actual interest rates, length of program, and monthly payment reductions will vary by consumer and creditor. Yours could be higher or lower. Not a loan company. We do not lend money.
Nothing is too big for the sports animal to handle. That's what she said. You're home for me, Dan Patrick, 6 to 9 a.m. weekdays, and The Drive with Danny, Steve, and Justin from 3 to 6. This is the sports animal.
Hello. What up, kids? Last full segment on The Drive for a Friday. Thanks for listening and reaching out to us on the old YouTube, the Twitch, and the Twitter. Sports Animal EUG. That's on all the socials as well. And the website, sportsanimalEUG.com. The Oregon Athletics hotline open for you at 541-343-5673. We continue with our big bets. Our bets are in, so now you get to play against us. 5 games, all baseball. Hop on the line, and we'll get you on the air. If you want to put your picks in on the stream, you can do that. Just put it in the comments section. But I need Toronto against Boston, Cincinnati against St. Louis, Seattle against Texas. That's the tiebreaker game, total runs. See, it's easier to call in, okay? I'm just telling you, it's just easier to call in. It's the Yankees against Philadelphia and Chicago against Pittsburgh. So all those games are out there for you, and we will await your participation. So Monday on the program, a brand new week on the Sports Animal, as we will start getting closer, inching closer and closer, 1 to the month of August and 2 to football. I know we're going to have Landon Tegwall on next week. Josh Pate will make an appearance next week as well for us. So let's head on over to the Oregon Athletics hotline right now and welcome in our first participant. It's our good friend Gator, Coach Mark. What up, boy?
Hey, I'm baking like a toasted cheeser down here in Phoenix. It's 117, man.
Oh, my God.
You got a pool?
Not yet. There's no water in it. I got a hole in the ground. But hit me with the picks. Let's go, boy.
You got a hole in the ground? I thought you had a pool. What do you have, a cement? You have a cement pond?
Yeah, we got a pool and a pond. Pond would be good for you.
No,
they're finishing the backyard.
Okay.
We're going to call it Mallard Cove.
Oh,
and
very nice.
we got to put the the Pebble Tech in, and then they'll put the water in next week.
Nice, buddy. All right, Toronto, Boston. You ready? Here we go. Toronto, Boston.
I got a soft place in my heart for Toronto. Norman Powell won a championship there, one of my guys, so I'm going to take Toronto.
Cincinnati, St. Louis.
St. Louis, please.
Like the way you said please. Yankees, Philly.
I'm going to take Philly.
So Blaze still sits on Staten Island.
That's a good one.
Thank you. Chicago, Pittsburgh.
I will take Pittsburgh.
Boo. It's all right. He's allowed. He gets one. And Seattle and Texas, and that's the tiebreaker, total runs.
I will take Texas, and the total runs, I will go 10.
Excellent. I've got Toronto, St. Louis, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Texas, 10 total runs scored. Gator, have a nice weekend, buddy. Thanks for participating.
Love the show.
Thank you. Appreciate you. 541-343-5673. That's how it's done, kids. Just that easy. See, it ain't hard. We ain't going to strain you there here on a Friday. It's the last thing we do for the week. You know?
Finally
Awesome.
Friday.
Yeah, we made it. All in one piece.
117 is impressive, by the way. I was going to ask if that was the hottest that he'd ever been in.
You ever been down to Arizona when it's baking like that?
No, I have not. But I've been in the freezing cold of Alaska.
Cubs and Pirates, top of the ninth, still tied at 1. Yeah, that's it. So you know what it means. It just means there's going to be an offensive explosion tomorrow
it means there's 20
against the
runs tomorrow.
Aces. So phone lines open at 541-343-5673. You hear a caller drop off, that means there's a line open. So go ahead and call the Oregon Man Clinics hotline. And, oh, look at here. Just look at the screen.
Oh.
There she is.
Hi there.
She found it. So, the Oregon Man Clay, that's my mom, by the way.
I could tell. Hi.
I know. Mom is on there. Grandma H. So, the Oregon Man Colleagues hotline at 541-343-5673. We still got time for like 4 or 5 calls. You want to hop in. So, again, I ran down a little bit of what's going on. I'm playing golf this weekend. And Stone Creek is the place. It's the Carson Oil tournament. We finished 3rd last year. And I think we got the team. I think Monday is going to be fun when we talk about the victory lap. I'm hoping. And you're going to be here. We got Portland Fire action this weekend, right?
Yes, we do.
Oh, yeah.
I know that we do.
And so we probably should start talking. The WNBA All-Star game is coming up shortly as well. So we probably should at least nod towards that. And again, if you want to hop on the Oregon Man Clinics hotline at 541-343-5673, play big bets with us. You can win a 2-night stay and $100 on your player's card at Cokewell Casino and Resort. You hop on the line, and that's how it does. Listen, it's not going to be rocket science to try and beat us. We lose.
Suck. I'm just going to come out and say it.
Well, let's put it this way. Nobody on the host side finished over 500 the last time we did this, and there was a big sample size. There was over 60 games, 65 games picked.
Goose is our wordsmith. I'll let him be the wordsmith. I'll tell it how it is.
Goose, by the way, Goose comes back on Monday. We hope he comes back on Monday. There's still a long weekend, and he's got family.
Existence.
Yeah, he's in Central Oregon, and I don't know. And I saw some of the. He sent me some of the pictures, and I know there's a lot of smoke in Central Oregon. There's fire. I mean, Central Oregon's on fire a little bit, and I think he avoided it somehow because the pictures that I've seen do not look bad at all. So, hope you're gonna have a nice weekend as well, boys and girls. Be careful whatever you do and however you do it. So it looks like we should have pretty good weather. Can you see if the M's are in town? Because I know they were out of town earlier this week. I think they're still out of town. I don't think they're back.
Yeah.
So again, 541-343-5673 here on The Drive, Sports Animal in Eugene, and out on the coast, Fox Sports Newport. And we have some time still to kill. So
they're still out in Everett. They will be back next week, though.
Okay. So M's back in town next week. It's good. So, by the way, someone asked me the other day, and so I'll share, because I like sharing. 37 nicknames we've given away. It's not bad. So, should we have like a celebratory thing, like a parade or cake or a cupcake or something for the 40th one that we give away?
Sure.
3 more to go.
I think we got to go 50, but
maybe
every 10. Every 10 we can do.
Every 10 we do
on the
something
10,
special.
40,
on the 10s.
50.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
I think 10s are fine.
Man, that means we've done at least.
What?
What is that? 33 plus.
Well, you're doing math in your head?
112 interviews, that means at least.
Very good math.
Is that actually it?
Well, yeah, because that's 3.
You're doing the same thing I just did.
No, I'm just looking at the comments. So my mom's asking for chocolate cake. So I got to bring her some chocolate cake. This is the way we communicate. Sports Animal. You can find us Sports Animal EUG. Let's head back on over to the Oregon Man Clinics hotline at 541-343-5673. Brad, what's your favorite cake?
Favorite cake?
Yeah, what's your favorite
that's
cake?
That's a hard one. Probably red velvet. I don't know.
I was going to say the one right in front of me, but that's okay.
I mean, that works. That works too.
You ready to pick some games, buddy?
I am, yes.
All right, it's a new session. Here we go. Toronto and Boston.
Boston for sure.
Cincinnati, St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Oh, it's going in favor of St. Louis now, the panel. New York and Philly. Are you going to go with Vegas or with the rest of us?
I will never, ever, ever, even if I think they're the best team in the world, take the Yankees.
Yeah.
I will go with Philadelphia.
We knew that. That's awesome. Chicago, Pittsburgh.
Chicago.
Attaboy. It's a man after my own heart. All right, so Seattle, Texas. This is the total run tiebreaker game. Seattle, Texas.
Let's go Seattle.
Okay.
And How about 8?
That's perfect because that's one that's available. All right, bud. Thanks.
All right.
Have a great weekend.
You as well. Thank you.
There he goes, Brad. So we got time for one or two more. 541-343-5673. So we've got 5 of us competing right now against 2 of you. So, we stack the odds in our favor. So why don't you even the playing field out a bit and call us at 541-343-5673. We love the first time, long times. And if you were a long time, that means you've been listening since Monday.
That's
See
true.
how I did that? First time, long time. Well, we've only had the show for 5 days. So we'll be doing it again Monday through Friday, every weekday. I don't think we're getting preempted by the fire or anything anytime soon. They had that one wonky game that was like at 8 o'clock in the morning West Coast time because it was World Cup.
That's right. I don't think I was there for that though.
No, we didn't have it because we had Dan Patrick. We don't bump Dan Patrick for anything. No, I don't mess with that. That would be like
you're the boss.
That would be like way poking the bear. I'm not doing that at all. So what are you doing Sunday?
That's Sunday. I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
Probably some laundry.
I'll have a list of movies. You could probably try and knock one of them out.
I could do one of them.
Okay. So we still have a couple more minutes. 343-5673, 343-5673 on the Sports Animal. Big weekend for golf at 3M Championships as well, if you're so inclined. A lot of baseball. Baseball's really now getting into the swing of things. So that's on the docket as well. I might have a little of that going on this weekend as well. But and track and field will start kicking back into gear again. It's kind of in a weird space right now because we spent so much time and energy on the World Cup. There seems like to be a letdown a bit. Don't you feel like a void? Like you knew when the next match was coming up and you kind of looked and pointed towards it. I know you did.
Yeah. I feel like at this point we would have been used to the rhythm of not having anything but baseball. But because we had the World Cup, it's this jarring, vast emptiness.
There's a finality
exactly
to it.
Now it just feels like, all right, well, whenever football comes, and I love baseball as much as the next guy, but same time, love football, so I'm ready for it.
The beautiful game. They've headed to the bottom of the 9th. Chicago and Pittsburgh tied at 1, so the Pirates are going to try and walk it off. Bottom of the 7th, Arizona is on top of Washington 3-2. Yankees, they've got a 1-0 lead over Philadelphia, but Philly's threatening in the bottom of the 8th. 2 on, 1 out. Brad's going to like this. Bottom of the 6th, Baltimore leads Atlanta 3-2, and Baltimore's got 2 on, 2 out. Tampa Bay over Cleveland 5-1. Bottom of the 6th, 2 on, 1 out. LA Dodgers and the Mets locked in a good one. Top of the 7th, 2 on, nobody out for the Dodgers in a 1-1 game. So a lot of close games today. After the break, that break, and people are still trying to get their legs back after the All-Star break. So we got like 1 more minute, and then we're going to have to break for Dad Joke, as the Oregon Man Clinics hotline is there for you. It is 541-343-5673. And I know people are just getting used to the rhythm and the pattern of this, so we appreciate all the support and the help. And, again, I'll just say, don't be shy. You can come on board. We don't bite hard. So, and a full show.
We only got sports bites.
That's right. And we do those every hour on the hour from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So, I guess we can wrap it up. You can give me some different music to play me out there, Vegas, and then I'll let me find a good dad joke, So, let me get the old book out and see. You want an animal dad joke?
Yeah, might as well. We're the sports animal. Can you find one?
Yeah, I got one here. Never play games in the jungle. You know why you never play games in the jungle? Too many cheetahs.
Too many cheetahs.
Kapow! Bam. You know what? We don't go out with a whimper. We go out with a bang. For Vegas and Hawk in the studios, for Baby J, for the absent goose, Steve Mims, I'm Doc, Danny Havel. God bless, be well. Put a smile on your face, someone else's. They deserve it. So do you. Peace.